and we know you like it. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Wild Magic School Bus, the most unprofessional D&D podcast you will ever hear. I, of course, am your DM, Calvin Piper, and these fine folk play the game of D&D with me. Let's go around the room and introduce ourselves with tonight's prompt. Drew, you have such a great audio voice. We're all going to pick books that we want you to read. We would have you read in audio form. I'll go ahead and start, and I would want you to read... Oh, I had it and I lost it. Gosh darn it. I had a book and I couldn't.
The Book of Psalms. Next, Matt.
Song of Solomon. Come back to me. We'll figure it out.
You know, if this were a McElroy production, we'd actually have me
That's
read
what I was saying.
first.
We all needed to have a paragraph from the book
yeah.
that we wanted him to read.
We'll come back to that. We'll have him do that later. That'll be a Patreon exclusive.
content.
Patreon exclusive. Yes, quick announcement. We have a Patreon now. If you're not a part of it, you should sign up because you get early access released a couple days before the episode. You will get ad-free versions of the episodes, and you will get fun, weird content that we come up with on the fly, including the first thing that will happen is if you enter in at the middle tier, you will get a paragraph from our favorite books read by Drew.
Ooh, or what if they could submit a paragraph from a book?
That'll be, you know what, we'll add
That's
that
a
to another
higher
tier.
tier for sure.
Higher tier for submissions.
Guys, if we all choose one of the 50 Shades of Grey books, we can link our paragraphs, and he'd have to read 3 whole pages.
Reddit is going to love
At
this.
least.
You know, if it only has pictures, I have to describe it.
You know, some historical books in the middle, there's like 10 pages of pictures. What if 50 Shades was like that?
It might be.
Like a
Do you
fold
know?
out?
I bet there's an edition of 50. There's like, I used to have like Lord of the
They've just put the Kama Sutra as just like right in between.
right in the middle. And that's the book I want you to read. Just describe the
The
sex
Kama
position.
Sutra.
Okay, Matt Yang, please get us back on track.
My name is Matt. I play Zook Magoo, male turtle wizard 3 level 3. And for some reason I was thinking of the Silmarillion because I've never read it, and I just think that'd be interesting.
Very nice.
Jeez Louise.
We're talking about my beautiful voice, and I had to clear my throat.
Yeah, that click did not help.
Sorry, everybody.
It's all right.
Hey, everybody. Yes, Matt, I'd love to read the Silmarillion to you, like a bedtime thing. That'd be cool.
I do have trouble sleeping, so
you can tell
probably
me
get through
what
the whole
style
thing.
to read it in, too. Yeah, perfect.
Iambic pentameter.
What's
No, I mean, that's literally how the words are put together. I don't think it... Okay. Hey, everybody, this is Drew. I play Constance, Connie the Reach, Brava, a Mark of Passage human monk, 3rd level.
Wowie.
And I got nothing. I mean, I just really want to read to all of you, whatever you want.
That's fair, because you are the person we're having read to, so you get a pass on.
It's like whatever you want.
Yeah,
I
whatever
just
you
want to bring happiness to you.
I was hoping you were gonna guess someone's book.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, why don't you do that? Pick
Is there like a Blink 182 biography for Matty B?
No, I wish there. I mean, I don't think there is. I wish there was.
Tony Hawk?
Tony Hawk made one. Yeah.
Oh, there we
that's
go.
for sure.
The Life and Times of Tony Hawk.
Yeah, I would probably. I'd definitely read that.
And I'd totally read it like this.
Yes.
Tony Hawk's autobiography is named Oliver Twist.
Anyway, my name's Zach. And I play Kestis Thimbleweed, and it's fitting that you mentioned reading to Matt so that he'd go to sleep, because I was going to suggest Goodnight Moon. I'm looking for just like that sultry tone. I want you to ASMR me right to sleep.
I bet there's a what do they call a Grammy for that, right?
I mean, there is an audio. You can get an audiobook, Grammy.
An Audi?
Like a spoken word
An
album.
Audi? You get
An Audi?
An Audi 5000.
I'm gonna get an Audi. Sweet.
You got
yeah,
an Audi? No, an Audi. It's an award.
Or The Giving Tree. I'm
What
trying to
about
think
just
of
a book of Shel Silverstein poetry? Will you do like
where
Where the
is it?
Sidewalk
Grab it.
Ends for me?
Yeah.
Quit searching at my bookshelf with your eyes.
Just use your hands, not your eyes.
Undressing the bookshelf with your eyes.
There's
Yeah.
got to be something up there that's not a fundamentalist Christian handbook.
Fun for boys.
Fun for boys. Grab it. Grab
Exploding
Fun
Kittens.
for boys.
We're not doing that right now. It's a Patreon thing.
But this is a teaser for the Patreon.
We still have half a table to go through. What are you doing?
We know Matt's already.
Oh my gosh, you guys are gonna want to see this so bad. You can't.
I
pay
looked.
for
I'm
the
We had a
sorry.
page marked just for
We have
this
to pay for the
moment.
Patreon
If you don't
too.
subscribe to the Patreon,
Do we get a
you don't
discount?
I'll figure it out.
No, it's too late. I'll tell Kelsey. I'll
If
expense
there's
it.
no Patreon, no one reads.
I'm
For,
gonna mark this as a business.
Hey,
This is how marriage works.
if
I'm
we
gonna
don't get
expense
any Patreon subscribers, we will burn Fun for Boys live on this
And then
podcast.
no boys will ever have fun
it. Yep.
ever again.
No more fun for
But you
boys.
won't see it because you're not a Patreon subscriber.
That's right.
You
That'll
don't
be
even know
just
how
for
mad you're
us.
supposed to be.
Hey, Kestis is a centaur druid. I didn't say that.
Thank you.
Bless.
Thank you. Let's keep going around the table now.
I'm Matty B, and I play Wyatt Masterson, the Herringon Rogue level 3. And if I was going to have you read me something, I always loved the Goosebump books. So probably like any Goosebump book.
Oh, that's nice. I haven't ever read any of those. I'd be really thrilled to like dive into that
Or else,
cornucopia of chills, thrills.
A
Yeah.
whole lot of
Oh,
kills.
shoot. I changed mine to Animorphs.
Yes.
You had such a good one. I'm Michelle, and I play Nell Webb, the College of Clothier Bard, level 3. And I'm going to say meet Samantha from the American Girl series. The orphan who goes and lives with her rich grandma.
Wow.
Yeah. Hold on.
Is that one of those that they're still making like new installments for that character?
I
I think they're making
know.
installments anymore for those.
I know that they're making new American Girl dolls, so maybe it's new books, but I don't know if they're making new installments for old.
Not for the. I don't think for those older versions. No, I think it's just.
I think it would heal me, heal my
Is there
childhood.
canon for it? Like they all aged out now.
No, well, now they all have names like Juniper, Maud,
Renly.
Coraline, Renly. Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Tell me why
liberals.
my wife follows an Instagram influencer whose name is Brinley, and she's like 27.
She was the Genesis.
Parents were so far ahead of the curve.
Evidently.
I am Will. I play Sir Arthur Grimm, the half-goblin paladin, also level 3. And I would love for Drew to read the terms and conditions of Raid Shadow Legends. Matt, take it away, our sponsor tonight.
By listening, you agree to the terms and conditions.
No, I mean, not to be boring, but probably The Hobbit, because it's not long, and I feel like I could convince you to sit and read the whole thing, all 200 pages of it, and it's just really good.
Nice.
Speaking of Hobbit, there's this new character in Raid that's so good.
Super good. Yeah, we'll find a way to connect that. All right. Well, with that all knocked out. I did figure out the book I'd want you to read. Dr. Seuss's "Oh, the Places You Will Go."
Oh my gosh. That is so good.
I got that when I graduated college as a gift. All my friends signed it, and it was
Pastor Alan Liz.
no
I
from
have-
all students.
I have one of those from when I graduated high school.
Yeah. So it's just it's just a great little. I love the concept of it, and it's just a really cool. It's probably one of my favorite Dr. Seuss's
Yeah.
pieces of literature.
I
So.
definitely,
Dr. Seuss's.
It means a lot.
Dr.
Susai.
Dr. Suss is my
Sus,
father.
dude.
Sorry.
That's real Dr. Sus. of
Yeah,
you.
that would be what I would have you read. So
Yeah.
Maybe I'll find a paragraph for you to read there.
I get it. Actually, my parents gave me a copy of it too. It was a first edition, but I mean, it was like the day it came out.
Okay, all right.
In my head canon,
Yeah,
you guys are all
it's
sharing
cool.
the
Dr.
same
Seuss
book.
flex,
Yeah,
dude.
I felt.
No, I was making.
He was making
I
his
was doing
old
an age
joke.
joke.
We all believed it.
Yeah,
No,
that
I'm
was
kidding.
a different joke.
I bet there's a furry out there
No,
named
but
Dr. Suss.
I really did. My parents really did give me a copy of it, but it was after I finished my community service. So
Wait, no, really? I believe that.
We're going to collaborate our lies and figure out which ones are told by Drew as the rabbit thumps out of here in protest. And we'll jump into episode 4 of the Wild Magic School Bus. So the last time we were here, the individuals in this party had gathered together and had been sent on a mission to uncover some cargo that was on some boats. They were given a task, they were given a deadline to complete it by, and the objective was simple: collect the barrels, collect the crates, bring them back to the drop point, and do it in whatever way you see fit. And the party decided that the way they saw fit was to try to sneak, try to bully, try to lie, and ultimately throw some ball bearings and maybe kill some people. In a mission that didn't quite pan out the way it should have, leaving some of you wet and stranded, others alone in a city, trying to figure out what you're going to do next. And that is basically where we are now, with about a day and a half passing since the kind of the falling apart of your mission, and all of you just kind of outliving your lives, trying to figure out what to do next. What do you guys want to do?
Long rest.
No. William has written failure in really bold characters at the
This
bottom
was
of
the
his
end of
notes.
last
From
And
last
Lend
session.
I assumed as much.
But that's
Accurate.
Hey, what do we do?
Accurate.
We failed so hard.
Accurate, yeah. So,
But we were really good at it. We were the best at failing that time.
I do want to just recap that Connie went to go put the fear of Connie in the guy that had them arrested.
yes, the
and
merchant, yes.
Found him dead.
Yes. You went to
The tiny hole in his
intimidate
head.
the merchant who arrested you, and found him no longer of this plane. But yeah, now that, like I said, a day and a half has passed, it's now late morning, approximately 2 days after your mission. Still no sign of the Ark or anything summoning you back. What are you guys doing out in the city? What's going on?
I would like to actually make my own trip back to the Ark.
Sure.
Because I need to get that cart back to my friend.
Okay.
And I just kind of gave it away, and I wasn't thinking about if they were going to give it back to me.
Yeah, so you head back to the Anthenium where you had last stowed it. Going back to one of the back courtyards, you can see that there looks to be the kind of the receiving area where supplies or other things would be brought to the Anthenium, kind of via a back door. And you can see that your cart is still there, offloaded with whatever you were able to put on it, and it is untouched and easy for you to take back to your friend.
Thank goodness.
Easy enough.
I was afraid Mr. Milligan was going to be upset with me.
Anyone else? Anyone else doing anything of import before we continue?
Nothing really important, but I'd like you to go ahead and drop off those clothes that were being made
Sure.
a couple episodes ago, a couple days ago, you
A
know.
couple days ago, yeah.
They should be done by now, and I'll go ahead and I'll just drop them off. So, unseen servant, here we go. Vests and gloves, get them on.
Unheard servant.
Incredible.
Well, oh, yes.
Because
Unheard.
he's seen, but
Yeah.
he's not heard.
Semi-seen servant. Semi-seen servant.
There
Yep.
is an unseen servant.
Not hers, though.
If no one else can do anything, I'm also going to make my way back to the Ark. And,
Sure.
Yep, I'm going to probably just submit my papers of retirement from field work and just see how that goes.
So you head back to the Anthenium, and when you arrive, are you looking for someone in particular, or are you just what do you
Yes, can't remember the name. The head that I usually talk to.
Okay. Trying to pull it up so that I can. Samia. So you head back to the Anthenium to speak to Samia.
Yes.
You are ushered down below into the Ark itself, the underground kind of location. And you can see late morning. It's fairly empty down here. There may be 2 or 3 other librarians doing work off in different alcoves and different study areas. And you can see Samia is alone at a table, and she looks to be flipping through the tome and kind of looks up and sees you and closes it and scoots it aside before you get there. And she just a big old smile on her face. Sir Arthur Grimm, welcome. What can I do for you?
And just bow politely and say, well, ma'am, I've come to the realization that I'm not really cut out for teamwork, if that's what you could call the last few days.
You're referring to your last mission.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, didn't quite go the way we were planning. Really, not at all, actually, to be honest. But things like that happen. What are you thinking you're gonna do about it?
I believe it would be in my best interests to continue doing exclusively what I've been doing. It's just visiting people one at a time, giving out books, taking books back. I don't think communal living is exactly my line of work.
I see. Mr. Grimm, would you sit down for a moment?
Hops up onto the chair.
Yeah. She kind of steeples her fingers and kind of sits for a moment. Oh, Mr. Grimm, I don't want to force you to do anything you don't want to do. So if you truly believe that this is a position that she kind of looks down and looks at the tome for a second. One moment. She takes the tome, opens it back up, kind of flips some pages. She closes it and slides it back. Mr. Grimm, I understand that you think that solo field work is more suited for your particular set of skills. But it is my understanding that your skills could also be used in other areas. And it seems to me that we should try to explore those options before you make a hasty decision, especially someone with your longevity in our organization.
Right. You've yet to steer me wrong. I trust your guidance, but I am truthfully on a razor's edge. I don't want to fail. I don't want to be the reason for failure. And that burden weighs less if I'm alone.
Understandably so. Your loyalty and your oath to this organization is appreciated by those on high. I'll be sure to pass along your concerns to them. Is there anything else I could help you with, Mr. Grimm?
No, not at the moment. I believe it would be best for me to stay here until the rest of the group has arrived. They should be here over the next day or so.
I believe that will be the case, depending on what those above dictate as an appropriate time. She kind of goes back and reopens the book and just starts leafing through it.
Just take my papers of resignation, just like somewhat begrudgingly, like put them back in my petticoat pocket, and hop down and walk out.
Okay. Over the next, say about 12 hours, towards the end of that day, one by one, all of you find, in some way, shape, or form, another library book appears along your path. And if anyone has unless anyone wants to do something specifically, you can take those books one by one and head back to the Anthenium the following day, where you can return the books, utter the phrase of checking out the borrower's tome, and one by one are led back down into the Ark itself, where you are greeted by the smiling face of Samia and the not so smiling face of
Everybody else.
Arthur Grimm.
I may have asked this before. What book is it? If we open it, is there information inside the
books
book?
that you received,
Yes, the
they
ones
are
that we
they are
discovered.
just library books.
So it's just like a book.
It is a book. And as everyone here in the city knows, when you check out a library book, you must bring it back and return the book.
Resisting the urge to start a round of what book did I get?
I mean, if you want to see what title your book was, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah, absolutely. What book is it?
So this book that you just received looked to be a history of different plants within Udall itself. Their growth cycles, their uses, kind of like a
field
gardening,
guide?
yeah, like a field guide
Yeah.
almost, but specifically for small growing plants. Not like there's nothing in there. I mean, if you want to read it, you can, but on the cover there's a couple flowers and smaller, kind of like small potted plant things. So, but yeah, it's basically you open it up and there's pictures followed by little blocks of information about where they grow, what they're used for, all that kind of stuff. So.
Just curious.
Yeah. Anyone else want to look at their book, or are you just bringing them back?
Oh, you know, Zook does.
This is actually one you've read before.
Yep. That's where I was gonna go.
It is it seems to be a traveler's musings along a travel route through the Brasslands, probably about 112 years ago. A traveler by the name of Vindas, and just kind of almost like a memoir, but also a informational kind of a thing. So,
I like to imagine I haven't been to a library in a while, but you know how you used to write your name on like the card if you were the last one to...
Yeah.
Imagine it's like all Zook.
there are so it is used. You can use a card that is in it that has writing on it. And so, yeah, there are several. Yes, your name are on several of the books, probably on most of the books. But
Thought I finished this one.
but one by one,
No,
no.
I'd like to see what book I got.
Same.
You received a book on the effects of the arcane in different species of non-sentient creatures.
Interesting.
It seems to be written by some sort of someone who calls himself Archmage Glinsal, who seems to have a expertise, if you will, on spells and arcane effects on creatures that are not that don't carry higher forms of intelligence.
What's it called?
The arcane and its effects on non-sentient life.
This is a
basic.
very,
Sort of a textbook.
It
very
is
apt
literally
title.
like when you open it up, it's just like encyclopedia, just words and like footnote, like a block with footnotes, and it's just line after line of just like information. Too much. No like headers, nothing. Just somebody was just going.
In
And
contrast, Kestis was mostly looking at pictures of flowers.
yes, 100%.
That's all he was really interested in.
There was one that kind of looked like almost like a frog kind of flower, and Lawrence at one point like peeked over in excitement, and then saw it was a flower, and just kind of put himself back in the pocket.
Oh, he's
Adorable.
perfect.
Never let him do
He's
it.
never seen another frog, but he could tell that was probably what they look like.
But yeah,
was mine?
so everyone, what's that?
What was mine?
Yours
Has to know.
Yours look to be a history of genealogy of nobility from a city called.
I thought you were going to say a genealogy of rabbits. I was like, is this a 7,000 page tome?
You would, yeah, something like that.
It all traces back to one pair. Weird.
In 3 years?
It's,
3 years.
it's only the last year's worth of genealogy,
They
but
were
it's still.
Spring to summer.
I mean,
2016.
in a temperate environment, they can just go.
It is
pretty
the
much all year
genealogy. It's the genealogy and census information from a city called Keldesh.
round. Hey, what was the most common name in that year for babies? Oh, it doesn't have that? Okay.
Nope.
Just curious.
Brinley.
Brindley.
Braxton.
You're telling me I got to come up with 5 books and you can't give me one fantasy name?
Brindley.
I wasn't expecting it.
Hey, he didn't sign up for this.
Wabagoo.
Wabagoo.
Wabba the what?
Most common name was Dulman.
Dulman.
Surname. Most common surname was Dulman.
Oh,
We're taking
Lot
this
of
to heart. We're
Dulman.
going to make this
Mister.
so significant later.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll write that down.
Dulman.
That's my middle name.
Most
Zoop
common.
Dualmon Magoop.
It makes
What-
you
what
sound like a
town was that?
Digimon a little
Keldesh.
bit.
It's very cool, dude. I'm just gonna write Dualmon ? So that way when I go back at my notes, I have no idea what happened.
That's good.
Good.
Smart.
Love that.
Good way to
No,
do it.
I try on my notes, but I do go back and I have no idea what
100%,
what I'm trying to tell myself.
Hey, you think yours is bad? You should see my notes. I don't know half of what I do. And I don't follow up on half of them. So, like, when you guys are like, I did this thing, I'm like, did you? And I can't tell because I didn't go back and follow up my
Good
notes.
to
Yeah.
know.
to say that's
Keep that in your pocket.
It's been canon for the last 4 campaigns.
I
all
don't
right,
care
so
what my book looks like.
I'm gonna do some retconning. I mean, what I did last week was
did you say you need to or don't need to know?
I don't care.
You don't care? Okay, that's fine. All right, so one by one, you all make your way back to the Ark,
He'll whisper
where
to
you
you
are
later.
greeted by Samia, and all take a seat around the table. And there's a little bit of a elephant in the room kind of feel as you all sit down, because it is definitely it wasn't a successful thing, but Samia doesn't seem to mind. She seems very just like bright and cheery, and she kind of just has the tome in her hand. She closes it and sets it aside. She's, thank you all for joining us today. How are we all doing over the last couple of days? Hopefully better than we were a few nights ago.
I will tell you from my point of view, this partnership has definitely added new levels and elements to my life. I
All
feel
right.
like, if a life can be judged by the complexity and intrigue of the situations involved, mine is very good right now.
Well, I'm glad that somebody found it additive because I'm miserable. It was awful. I wish to never do that again.
And I am sorry about that. Look, I apologize for my mom. If my mom had not butted in, I would have gotten us all off. That was a terrible miscarriage of justice, and I would like everyone to know I apologize
Wait,
for
your
that.
mom was at the docks.
No, my mom was at the jail. She
didn't-
got us out. She threw a weight around, if you will.
Wasn't at the jail.
No.
Your mother got you out of jail.
Yeah. So you didn't hear about us getting apprehended? A little bit of a mishap there.
It was brought to my attention that the plan did not go as well as could be expected.
Yeah, well, I was just in the middle of beginning to argue my case for why we should be released, which I'm sure would have been successful, when my mom shows up out of nowhere. Well, probably out of somewhere, but you know what I mean. She just shows up and insists that I leave with her. They let me go. I insist that she let these guys go too. So
Interesting.
I don't know. Not great. Interesting though, as you say.
All's well that ends well, I suppose. But you're all here now, and as much as I know some of you would prefer to avoid or do away with bad taste of what you did before, it seems like those in charge of the organization feel you deserve another go at it.
Joy.
Well, I think one thing that we can probably all say is, whatever we do next time, we're going to need more information gathering beforehand. We're going to need a solid plan. We're going to need to maybe take our time. No loose ends.
Very well. Yeah, if you're all accepting, and if everyone is of one accord, we'll get your assignment. She opens up the tome, and as she does, she begins to read it, just eyes scanning across the page, lips silently reading words before she closes it and pushes it back. It appears that there are a certain set of individuals in our city who are organizing and dispersing illegal items into the general public. The Ark has determined that this individual is not operating under any organized groups and would prefer to bring them into our fold or dissuade them from continuing this enterprise. Your job will be to do so, either to recruit them into the... Well, recruit's a strong word. You see, it appears that the individual has been approached by the Ark in a civilized manner and has been told in no uncertain terms that they would rather work for themselves. So, your job will be to be a little heavier-handed in your persuasion, or if they decide that that's just not the way they want things to be, then to simply remove them from the competition.
Wait, so remove? As in, like...
Meaning to catch a
Oh.
boat down the river?
I mean, if they prefer sailing, they might as well. You might as well. The assignment doesn't specify any mortal arrangements, but if push comes to shove, what's to say that you don't happen to have to defend yourselves against a ravaging madman or unhappy accident is to befall them? It's really up to you at this point, you and your creativity.
Well, if they do agree to join the Ark, which I think we should try that route first, where do we bring them somewhere afterwards?
Once they agree to our terms, we'll reach out to them with conditions. Your
Like
job
a
is,
welcome packet.
in a manner of speaking, your
Okay.
job is to ensure that they agree to... Your job is to ensure that when we do reach out to them a second time, there will be no pushback. Gesundheit.
What is this person's name? Any additional details, or is this all something that can be found for a welcome packet for us? I don't know. It seems like you guys haven't utilized packets as much as you should. That's what I'm finding out right here.
And the only information that we receive is through the borrower's tome. You see, if I could write it down for you, I would, but the information comes from... And she taps the tome here. Comes from here. I'm just simply the messenger, if you will.
So no packets.
Who originates the information that appears in the tome?
Well, that would be the leaders of the Ark.
Okay. And from whence do they get their information?
Mr. Brava, you're new, so I'll go ahead and explain this in a way that will hopefully alleviate any concerns you have.
Yeah.
The Ark is in the business of ensuring stability in our city.
Mm-hmm.
And those with special talents and giftings are recruited by the Ark to help ensure these things happen the way they do. there is a understanding of, while maybe strange or non-standard ways of handling things, we understand that those who lead the Ark are doing it for the best of all involved.
Sure, I think that's why we're all here, right? I mean,
For sure.
to some degree, we understand that.
Absolutely. I wouldn't say you have to go out on blind faith, but there isn't much in the way of questioning those above us because, well, they keep to themselves, and this level of anonymity helps to ensure that the Ark functions in its own segments and its own.
Well, understand that I'm not
collections.
looking to ruffle feathers. I'm wondering if there are any avenues for collection of more data than we have had before.
Like packets.
Like packets. Like
Well,
information packets, or maybe a place where we can submit our questions. Yeah.
Well, as luck would have it, there is one very direct way to get that information, and that would be the librarians, those who patrol the streets and are assigned to different boroughs to ensure that they are on the ground floor when it comes to these things. Now, each librarian is sequestered to their own borough for the sake of expediency and depth of knowledge. Mm-hmm. In fact, Mr. Grimm here is actually a librarian in the Far Borough.
Right. Understood. Is that the borough that we're concerned with? Mr. Grimm, do you have any information on this character?
Unfortunately, this is not in the Far Borough. This individual can be found in the River Borough.
Wonderful. And so we could get more information from the librarian in the River Borough.
Of course.
Okay, so you don't know who we're looking after in this instance?
I can provide you with a name if that's what you're looking for.
That'd be better than no name, yes.
Of course.
Thank you.
You're looking for an individual named Mr. Mort.
Now that's the name of the man we need to convince. Or
That is correct. That is the man that is...
About how tall is he? What does he look like?
I have no physical description of Mr. Mort at this time.
right. I think
unfortunately.
at this point
That's
we're
fine.
being handed over to the other librarian. What is the name? Where can we contact this other librarian? Their name and physical details.
You said the River Borough?
Yeah.
Correct.
Is that still Callus?
That is correct, Mr. Grimm. Mr. Callis is still presiding over.
Right.
Now,
How do you feel about Mr. Callis? You seem kind of down in the dumps about him.
it's a really poor naming convention that you guys have.
It's Kallus.
Yeah, but you hear what it sounds like, right?
It said like it's spelled.
I'm just saying, Grimm and Callus, is that happenstance or
I don't know. I mean, how did you get your name?
my parents gave it to me? It's
What?
a family name?
Have you seen his wingspan? I think that's the nickname anyway.
Oh, the reach, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
You could be standing across the
Well,
library
so,
and he might be
with
able to
my
get you.
name, Constance, it was like a virtue that they wished that I would grow into. You know, it was like naming me, hopefully, as a premonition, right? I'm thinking Callus. That can't be the same, right?
I mean, he's a tiefling, so it could have something.
What are you
Not
saying?
to be racially insensitive, but
What? Kind of sounds like you are a little.
it's up to his name.
Zook? What does Zook mean?
Never really asked, honestly.
Oh, that... Okay. Well, I bet your books would maybe have knowledge. We need to look up your name and see what it means. Everybody needs name
I think
definition.
it sounds like soup.
Soup?
Soup.
Oh, my last name's Magoop.
And I've had a couple of bowls of soup magoop before.
I had a cousin who just thought all soup was basically like magoop.
What if
No,
your name is like lumpy porridge?
I mean, it might be.
I love
Everyone
that.
in my village is named.
What
It's
if
very similar sounding.
what if it made
Doesn't
meant,
necessarily have a meaning.
like courageous warrior? Zoop,
That'd be cool.
Magoop.
That'd be
Zoop,
cool.
Magoop.
I take that.
Courageous warrior. That sounds right.
I mean,
Zook Magoop.
some names are just names.
Sounds.
They're just a collection of letters.
Pretty sounds.
Yeah, it's more just a sound thing.
More a pretty sound. Zoop,
I mean, that
zoop
checks
Magoop.
out.
I think
It's fun to say.
maybe I'll pick up a book with like name meanings while we're here.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Good idea. Good
101
idea.
baby names.
I've
Well,
read that
if
one.
you-
My name's not
If you
in
are
there.
looking for, if you are looking for general information about the city, or more in-depth knowledge here at the Ark itself, you can speak to our resident. You can speak to our resident information host. That would be. Forgive me, his name is always a little strange. Eyes of Two Fur of White.
Eyes of Two Fur of White.
Yes, I believe.
Does he have a name he goes by that's not that name?
I believe that is his name.
If you say, is it like Eyes of Two Fur of White?
Correct.
So like
Eyes of Two Fur of.
Isit would be a good name. But
I'm sure you can ask him for an abbreviation. He is our local. I keep on calling him an architect. That is not what I'm thinking of.
librarian,
An
officer,
archivist?
Archivist. Thank you. Yes.
an
Yes.
arcanine.
He is yes,
Slowly
an
down
arcanine.
that
Yep. He is the residential archivist who can provide you with general knowledge about pretty much anything. So if you have questions, you can direct them to Eyes of Two. They'll be more than happy to assist you. If there's nothing else that you have for me, I mean, I can try to glean some more information from the tome if there's any other questions you have directed about the mission.
Calvin,
Yes.
what was the borough where the guy who arrested us lived?
For the guy who arrested you?
Yeah, the one who ended up dead.
You were arrested on the Middle Docks,
Okay.
which is not in a borough. The Middle Docks are in the center of the city, and the boroughs are all around it because the river cuts through the city, and so the
Got
Middle
it.
Dock is essentially I want to call it an archipelago, but I don't think that's the correct thing. Or
It's a cool word.
Peninsula?
Peninsula.
might be a peninsula, but I think peninsula's
Archipelago.
I think it's an archipelago.
An archipelago is a group of islands.
Hawaii is
Never
an
mind then.
archipelago.
Never mind. It's just like it's its own landmass in the middle of the city, surrounded by water.
Island.
A Bermuda Triangle.
An island.
Island sounds big. It's really not that big. I thought it would be. Yeah, Bermuda Triangle. Thank you.
Islet?
I don't
Islet?
know.
Islet?
I don't know. All I know is that it's its own little island in the middle of the city. So there you go.
Well, one thing before we go. The Middle Docks, is there a librarian I can speak to about the goings on there? You see something a little untoward happened after
Eyes
our
of Two would
arrest.
have that information.
Oh, wonderful. Great. It's been a pleasure.
That's just all mine.
Well, I
Does she
appreciate
actually
that.
seem pleased, or is she just
Make an insight
ready,
check.
him ready to
Great
get
question.
us out? Yeah. Insight 17.
She hates you.
Hard to read.
Try again.
There is
She's hot for Connie?
there's the slightest hint. There's the slightest hint of disdain.
Deception.
She thinks you're stinky.
Ew. What a shit.
So maybe just understand why you have to wear such low-cut clothes all the time.
Yeah. How do you react to that? This haughty.
This haughty B word?
Yeah. being all like, hey, work for me, and I
Haughty
don't like
bat.
you at the same time.
Well, I won't say anything to her face, but I think her shoes are ugly and scuffed. She herself is a little scuffed, but anyway. But I won't let that read.
Girl, you scuffed.
She's scuffed. She's scuffed as... By the Vox, that lady's scuffed.
She's so voxed and scuffed.
Vox and scuffed.
What's up, Voxy lady?
Ooh, voxy lady. It works for everything. Go
Okay.
vox yourself.
Let's go. Hey, guys, let's go see that Isa to Fur White.
Okay.
You're right. That's a lot to say.
I see.
I don't know where the first name stops and where the last name begins.
How about we could call them Mr. or Mrs. F, or like
But is that where the
Your
name?
Highness.
And we're at the desk. So.
Yes. Heading back up to the up into the Athenaeum proper, you can see that there are the students and the scholars that kind of work in and throughout here, and you are quickly directed to an area towards the back of the Athenaeum. It takes a little bit of a walk to get there, about a 10-minute walk to get towards the back, but you can see looks to be a area where different scrolls and tomes are held in restoration or different kinds of... It's not a place where people come to read, it's a place where artifacts are brought in. And you can see working on a large scroll, kind of like laying strips of parchment over it and doing something with some weird kind of like purple ink and like a strange kind of powder, is a taller than most, yet very lithe in form, tabaxi, with very, very well-kept white fur, wearing the scholars' kind of robes of everyone that works here at the Athenaeum. And as you are led in and introduced, you can see as they look up the two eyes, one of green and one of orange, that greet you as you guys walk in. But the individual sets down what they're doing, takes off some small, looks like magnified spectacles, and walks over, kind of wiping their hands off, and greets you all, and just kind of this very almost like a purr turned into speech, where it's like almost this kind of like rumble goes on.
Sounds like Drew reading books.
Almost, but there's almost like the sound of like a purr happening in the back of their throat as they speak.
Show us.
I can't do it very well,
Ooh,
so
do it.
just imagine it, if you will.
What is it, like vocal fry? It's like vocal fry, you know.
But not done in a human way. Done in the sense of like almost if you just hearing the vibration like you
No,
would
I
if a cat
understand.
was. Yeah.
But I
That's
choose
a
to
great
think of
way
it
to
like
say I don't want to do the voice. Is to say it's not possible for humans.
It would be very hard. It would sound weird if I did it, because I could try to, but because I can do like that sound kind of, but that sounds more creepy than anything, so I can't really do that.
and you can't do that and speak, right?
You can't. No, I cannot.
Welcome to the library.
Because it's using my uvula, which I also need to speak. So,
Think
and
of
I can't
Antonio Banderas from Puss in Boots.
Ooh, kind of.
I am Boots in boots.
But as you walk up, you can this individual nods to you all. Is there something I can help you with?
Well, I like something with the etymology of names in it, if at all possible.
They're trying to figure out what my name means.
And what is your name?
Zook. With a K?
Zook. A name found amongst the total populations of the Emerald Isles.
Mm-hmm. That is correct.
I have not heard of one called Zook in quite some time, but your tribe is from... You are of the Book tribe, yes?
Yes, indeed.
It is the Book tribe, yes. A group of turtles who have lived off the Emerald Isles for the Emerald Vale, apologies, for many centuries. They all have the same connotations in their name based on a myriad of things. Call it tradition, call it flavor, but Zook, that is a new one.
I thought it meant soup.
Like lumpy porridge.
It does not carry a how would you say, a language translation. It does not mean a word in another word. It's
like one of those really complicated northern words that like means like a feeling, but like a complex feeling that also like brings to mind certain situations like that.
not at all. It does not translate to. It does not translate to anything.
Yeah, like I said, just sounds similar.
Just a really pretty sound.
It is the name
That's how
that
we
they have
choose.
chosen to carry on their lineages. But I am making the rambles. What can Eyes of Two Fur of White do for you?
Well, I still want that etymology book. The rest of us have names that presumably mean something
Yeah.
somewhere.
I am sure the scholars can provide these for you.
My name means Constance. His name means Grim.
It's not what it means.
Oh,
Besides, that's his last name.
Stepfather's surname.
oh, well, it does mean Grim, right?
Oh, to him, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
It means eternal vengeance to you, I'm guessing. I don't know. You're hard to
Seems
read.
that way.
It sounds like something we could really like dig into, though.
Guys, I'll be honest. I was wrapped up in the names and the finding of the names, and why are we here?
Oh,
We're here to inquire about a Mr. Mort, or the current location of our dear friend Callus.
The librarian Callus is most likely at his abode in the River Burrow. He has not reported in for a few days, but is not expected to for another few.
We'll make a house call.
That would be wise.
thanks.
You are all new, a team.
Yeah, we're a new team. Yeah.
Yes.
Don't know if that's the word I would use.
Honestly, I don't know if it's going to last beyond this one.
And
The coming back here, this was a shock. I don't expect to see you all again.
Yeah, normally we don't have the same team, so this is very
Yes,
unusual.
this is a reinstitution of individuals is definitely not something we do very often here.
We were so
Intriguing.
exceptional.
Maybe.
Most of the time, most of the time, it is for reasons unknown to us, only to those who run the organization. But Eyes of Two Fur of Right has seen many notable teams come and go. Perhaps this is start of something bigger.
Dun, dun, dun.
But
Celebrities.
but it is not for mine to judge. If there is nothing else,
Yeah, I wanted to know if you could give me the contact information of the librarian in the Middle Docks.
the Middle Docks. What information are you seeking in Middle Docks?
Well, can I kind of tell you quietly?
Of course.
Hey guys, give me
I'm
a second.
straining to listen.
Give me a second. Look, depending on how this goes, then I'll tell you. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So,
Trying real hard to listen still.
after our last failed heist, it resulted in the arrest of 3 of our party, including myself. That was unnecessary. I, gave the accusing party a chance to talk about the misunderstanding that had transpired. He did not accept that and had us arrested, although we did try to flee unsuccessfully again.
You were
What-
using. Pardon. You were using. You were using Arc influence or Brava influence.
I was using, let's call it Brava influence.
Of course.
Yeah. So we end up arrested. We secure our freedom, and I go to make a little visit to his abode that night. When I get there, I find that he's dead. Now, I wasn't going to kill him. I was just going to scare him, Just gonna let him know.
We had heard unfortunes had fallen to this individual.
That's right. Now, I made it look like it was nothing. Because I didn't understand what was going on. There was a tiny little hole in his temple. I don't know anyone who kills like that. I've never seen that around town. But I want to know why that happened. No, I doctored it up and made it look like to the authorities that the guy had just had an internal hemorrhage. Basically just trying to mess with whoever did this to maybe flush them out, get them to act sloppy so they would reveal who they were somehow.
This is...
But I'm wondering if you can help me figure out what's going on.
Of course.
The chances of him getting whacked by someone else on the same night that I was going to scare him, I don't know. Doesn't seem coincidental to me. And if it is, hey, at least I'd learn a little bit about someone who's got a very interesting way of getting rid of people.
Indeed. I have never heard of this style of disposal before on another. It will take me some time to extract more information, but I will see what I can do. This seems unnatural.
I thought you'd get a kick out of it.
Yes. It will take time, though, with people's celebration not but a few more weeks away. Gathering information in the city will prove to be much more difficult.
I
But-
understand, but if this is someone who's operating outside of the Ox influence, probably a great idea to know a bit more about it as soon as possible.
To be sure. Eyes of Two will see what I can do.
You didn't rhyme on purpose, did you?
It was happy accident.
Nice. Eyes of Two. Nice to meet you.
Very good.
I bid you adieu.
Bunch of hullabaloo. All right, okay.
All right.
So, Arthur pops back over and goes, for a voice, have a good... And looks over at Connie. Rest of your evening. And he walks away.
You had the perfect moment to whip those off. I would have superimposed the Miami, like,
Oh,
the
no.
NCIS just in the background. That was
CSI Miami.
Damn it!
NCIS
And that's where I'm ending the podcast. Good night, everybody.
The entire podcast is canceled.
Everything's
over
over because I
forever.
couldn't think of that
Law
stupid
and Order
reference.
Tallahassee.
Chung, chung. That's not even it! All right.
All those fan bases are coming after us.
Yeah, now I need them to come after us. Come join these fan bases. You guys
Really
have,
get
you
at
guys
us
have
on our
longevity.
Patreon.
You guys have longevity that we need. All right. So, with all of that out of the way,
As everyone is filing out of the room with
Yes.
Yes, what do you do?
Just real quick, Kestis turns around and he says, Mr. Fur of White, do you know how many kidneys I have?
Oh. You were smart.
Tabaki looks up, cocks his head for a second, and goes, "I do."
All right, and then he turns around and walks away
Wait. Turn around. Turn
down the
around.
stairs.
No.
He's down the stairs.
Do you have comfort knowing that someone knows the right answer and
His-
that's enough?
Abject horror that someone
How
knows.
does he know?
Because he's just realized what he's asked is how many kidneys do I have?
In my
not
own
how many kidnees
body.
does a centaur normally
This is
have?
about what's going on with me, and I didn't realize that I was going to have to confront that information. And so instead, I'm going. Maybe next time.
Just
He's like,
Would
I
you
do.
be
Let
able
me show
to,
you.
to whisper how many kidneys he has to me then, maybe?
you're here too now?
Yeah.
Because
Why would she not be there?
I was
because
waiting
he
outside
literally
the door.
specified, "I wait for everyone else to leave."
Yeah, I was still waiting at the door, ear pressed. I
heard
couldn't
it.
hear anything. The door was too thick.
We call her Nosy Nell.
Do you really want me to reveal this
Yes, I wanna
this
know.
early?
No,
in the
string it
podcast?
along.
I
String it
don't
along.
want
Just
to
text
know.
it to
I'll
me
cover my
only.
ears so Nell
Okay.
can know.
Zook's known this whole time, but no one listened when you tried to talk about
Thank
it.
you.
I feel like this campaign should just be called Anatomy of a Centaur. Because we're gonna figure out as time goes on. Oh, he's got 6 knees, 4 kidneys,
Yeah, no, you can't
And
tell
6
us yet.
adult
Let's
and
keep
no
going.
ribs.
This is our
You got
ongoing
incredible
thing.
core strength. Otherwise, you just look like a jack in the box.
Those are our 2 ongoing things. Whatever my name means, and however many kidneys you have.
How many
And we're just gonna keep adding more unknowns to this whole campaign.
Yep.
All right, so with your information, you guys are now, I'm assuming, going to look for what's his name?
Mort?
Callus.
Callus. All right, you are going to look for Callus, the tiefling librarian who lives in the river burrow. Making your way out of the Anthenium through the city itself, you find yourself moving through the city. As you do, are you doing? Is anyone doing anything specifically, or are you just moving throughout the city, just going on your merry way?
I'm going, hey, how you doing?
Sure. Easy
Hey.
enough.
Gonna send a raven with a note to my son. I do that like
baby
every other day or so.
Sorry,
Sure.
I'm not at t-ball practice.
Well, I think I'm gonna go try to find me some more ball bearings. I ran out of ball bearings.
We're on mission.
And I think it is a key and critical thing to have some more ball bearings. They're gonna be so useful at some point. You're gonna just rue the day you ever.
It will.
Shoot
It
off
might be
forces.
towards
They-
the end of it, but
not me,
at some
man.
point the ball bearings are gonna come in
Yeah,
handy.
you're gonna rue the day
Everybody's
you're
gonna
being
be
snotty
running out
about
of
ball
stuff. It's
bearings.
gonna
Okay.
actually work that time.
Just imagine every mission you throw them out. No,
No, that's not the one.
go get new ones. Yeah.
This wasn't the key time. One day.
Okay, so you're gonna look for ball bearings.
Yeah, I'm
Make an
gonna-
investigation check.
Yeah, all right.
New rule, Matt. Anytime you do anything with ball bearings, you have to have your dice out before you mention it.
19 is a 22.
A 22.
That's a solid ball bearing check.
That's a whole lot of ball bearings.
There's a ball bearing factory outlet store right there on the corner.
You can definitely find a bag of ball bearings.
From Ballmark.
Ballmark.
Not
Ball marked.
Ball marked.
No, you can find them from a local
Ball
from a
Bally
local
Total
farrier.
Fitness.
Ball green.
Ball greens.
Ball
No,
greens.
that's a disease you get
Not centaurs.
for not changing your underpants. You get ball greens.
Ball mart.
I was going like.
Yeah,
Ballmark,
you can
like
find
that.
them from pretty much any local
Bally Total
shop or
Fitness.
store. It will cost you 2 gold pieces for a bag of ball bearings.
All right. 2 gold pieces it is. That's a little expensive for some ball bearings, but all right, fair enough.
It's a bag of 1,000.
I can't.
Whoa.
He's gonna throw them all at once.
I mean,
Just
that's
sitting
what
there,
I
like,
did the
shaking
last
them out.
time.
That's 1,000 ball bearings. I've just thrown out. Now, you
Count
tell me,
that.
Dungeon Master, what happened?
All right, so leaving the
Do a
Anthenium,
voice.
and
No, you know, it took me way too long to get that was insulting. I was like, my brain was going through, how do I react? Ouch.
I'm sorry.
That's the way to do it. All right, so heading through the city itself,
Yeah?
I would say
What happened?
Arthur Grimm, because you are familiar with a lot of these areas, you are going to take them through the far burrow up to the river
And I'm
burrow,
subtly intimidating everything around us.
every single thing, because the other direction would be through the Sentinel District, and that is not where you want to go.
Can you show us what that looks like to subtly intimidate everything you pass?
Yeah,
From, like,
it
3
looks
foot
like
11.
walking slower than you need to, knowing that no one has the courage to walk around you and then get in front of you.
Like a,
So
like
we're
a
causing
frustrating
a massive
NPC in a
traffic
video game. Like I
Yeah.
can't run because I'll get past you, but I can't walk
Yep.
because I'll be too
At some point, you guys will probably get tired of it and just put me on his back or something. But until then,
And let you sit there slower than you need
yeah,
to.
we're walking in a school zone. So, yeah.
Moving through the Farborough up through the city into the Riverborough. It does take a while to get up into this area of the city, but yeah, I can't really think of any other things you would do as you're going.
Bandits.
As you guys are walking through,
Wolves. Wolves. Wolves.
nothing seems to happen to you.
We
There
stumble
seem-
across a group of jets sitting there smoking with their sleeves rolled up. Mm-hmm.
Like a Joan, kind of.
Like a Benny and the...
No.
Okay,
like a
like
Shark's
a.
End.
Thank you.
Or the New York version.
Like the new. I was
Oh, that's the
literally-
worst
the
one.
New
It
York
never gets
one.
off the tarmac.
But yeah, so you go through the city. Nothing seems to hinder your travel as you head to the Riverborough to find Callus. Making your way through the city, you head to a large, towering, looks to be apartment-type building with several levels and living spaces in it. And asking the right questions, you can find the living arrangements of the librarian known as Callus. Finding his door, you can knock on it, and you are greeted by a bleary-eyed, but definitely on alert individual who opens the door as their very purple eyes rest on all of you, and then go down and see Arthur's eyes. And as they catch your eyes, the look of kind of uneasiness at seeing all of you is immediately abated by seeing news. Ah, Grim, you should announce yourself before you barge into places. Come in, come in.
We're here.
He walks into the. He opens the door, lets you all in. It's a little cramped for the most part. Kestis is. This goes without saying. Kestis is at the street level because he would not fit. But the rest of you can find places to sit in this. Can find places to sit in this apartment, and you can see at one point the individual known as Callus grabs what looks to be a stool of some kind and scoots it in Arthur's direction and goes, place for you to sit.
What does Callus look like?
Callus is a bright red tiefling with looks to be just basic kind of everyday clothing, like an open shirt that seems to have been thrown on, pants, no shoes. He has in one hand, he has a pipe in one hand that is not lit yet.
So like Matthew McConaughey in the 90s.
Yeah, that would be a great, yeah. Man, I wish we would have done that accent.
Never too late.
Hey,
Here now.
man,
You
came
said
right
two
now.
words, dude. You can fix that.
But we're here now. So he
Come
sits down in a very
all right, do it.
in a
All
very
right, all right.
over plush chair and begins to light his pipe and goes, so, what do I owe the pleasure of the Farborough librarian coming to my side of the city?
Mr. Mort.
Oh, you do have some interesting friends. What do you need with Mr. Mort?
Well, we've been tasked by the library with bringing him over into the library's sphere of influence voluntarily, or removing him from this sphere.
Oh, that is interesting.
Yeah.
So the Ark has given you the option to persuade or straight up murder.
Essentially, but we need to know what this person looks like.
How many guys is working for him?
Oh, well.
Any information you could provide us would be super helpful.
Yeah, weaknesses, strengths.
Are you? Well, that's good for us. So tell
Yes, it
us
would be.
then, Mr. Open Book.
Where do I start? Mr. Mort runs a general store not far from here, known as the known as the the Elvish Mercantile. He sells a variety of goods from it and through it. Well-to-do individual, not trying to make a name for himself out here for the most part, but is known to sell a few illegal items on the side.
And I believe that's what we were tasked to bring an end to. Or bring an in to.
What manner of illegal items might he be selling?
Have you ever heard of a soul coin?
Have I ever heard of a soul coin? I don't believe I have.
Make an Arcana check.
I'm pretty shit at Arcana. I don't believe I have.
Are you not
Says
proficient?
yes.
Oh, it's a nat 20 actually.
Nice.
So 22.
Awesome.
Oh, Zook's gonna say, "Yup."
Of course you do.
Read about it. And it's
I will say with that nat 20, Zook tells you, because
Because you don't know.
you don't know. No, yeah, you can. Soul coins are a $50 size coin made of what's known as infernal iron, which is a metal not found on this plane. It is also used to, with a nat 20, it's used to harvest souls and is a currency highly valued by those of the Nine Hells.
9 hells.
Does, in my knowledge, can you only harvest one soul per coin, or can one coin harvest multiple souls? And the more souls, the more powerful?
Oh, that's out of my pay grade.
No, what were yours? But what about mine? That's a nat 20.
With a nat 20, you would know that soul coins only hold, as far as you can tell, one creature.
Good soul or two
One creature, yep.
mediocre souls.
Okay.
So, yep.
On hearing about this soul coin and it harvesting souls, Connie makes the universal sign of the Vox Machina and
Vox
says,
Populi?
"Oh yeah, the Vox Populi," which is like one of these guys, like, Vox, be praised. What is this about a soul harvesting coin? This doesn't sound good.
Oh, it's a dreadful thing. Soul
And this
coin-
guy's selling them
Of course.
just to whoever can pay.
More or less.
What? Okay, maybe. Listen, maybe this is one of those things where the name is worse than what it actually does.
Oh, no, it's terrible. It is a infernal piece of magic that traps a soul into it and is used by devils to as a form of currency. It's quite amusing.
Okay, so like if you have a coin with someone's soul in it,
Yes.
what's the use? What then?
Well, I don't know. I don't have a soul coin now, do I?
But you don't know what it's used for, though. I mean, like,
It's
does the person die?
currency.
No.
I'm assuming that
No.
it's powerful. Maybe if you trap
Like
somebody's
you
life
get to make them
essence
do
or
stuff.
something.
Like
with a
you
nat
talk.
20,
Yeah.
with a nat 20, you know that the soul is trapped inside.
Ew.
It is used by those who own it.
Oh, no.
You can speak to it. You can use its power or its life.
Oh.
Yeah, and it is a soul that is trapped inside of it. Most of the time, it is a soul that anyone who's in there is probably not in there willingly, and those of like good natures usually have a very hard time possessing soul points. It's usually people with evil alignments that can wield them, given the fact that there is just a perpetual state of despair and like torment when it comes to soul coins.
This sounds like something that would be very useful in negotiating.
How do you figure?
Well, let's say you want to make a contract with me, and you don't have collateral. what if I get you to give me your soul on account,
Well,
right?
maybe.
And then if you don't do the thing we've agreed upon, I've got quite a bit of leverage. I could see how in the right hands this would be pretty useful. I mean, it's terrible. Sounds horrible.
And it is highly valuable to devils, and you know you never make a deal with the devil unless you have the right currency.
Yeah, my mom says you just don't make a deal with the devil.
That's also probably
I
true.
once knew a man
Well.
who played fiddle, because I think he made his deal with the devil.
I'm wondering too if I don't know. How do you think it got him? Maybe he made a deal with the devil himself.
That, or he used his... That, or he used his ties to procure them. Mr. Mort is a tiefling.
Oh, okay.
I can definitely understand why the library will want, this guy either out of the game or in their pocket.
There definitely is appeal for it.
Do you know this tiefling's colour?
Do I?
Yeah, physical
course.
description.
Yes, he's a brilliant shade of azul,
Okay.
and as cold as they come.
Oh.
He's not a nice tiefling, and that's coming from me.
Well, you seem very pleasant.
Well, thank you. I try to put out an air of chivalry and suave.
Well, 10 out of 10, you're doing a great job.
Well, thank you.
So you think he's not like that? He's kind of meanie?
Oh, he's a right asshole.
Does the one... Do you know if one carries consciousness while they're in the soul coin, or are they just in
shudder to
limbo?
think. Would you like to find out?
Not particularly myself, no.
I think it best that we don't fixate on whom is within the coins and more about who is selling them and
I
how
have a
you
tender
can-
heart. What if they need to be relieved?
Well,
I think
If
what
you
he's
have the
saying is we'll
means.
deal with that afterward.
cross those bridges when you come to it.
Right.
So, any idea how, what kind of muscle this guy has? What kind of tricks he has up his sleeve besides the soul stealing?
Well, I assume if he has the ability to sell a soul coin, he has the ability to infuse a soul coin. So I'd watch your souls while you're around him. As for muscle, none that I've ever seen. No, he runs the mercantile himself and one other individual.
Who's that?
Oh, some ghastly kobold of some kind. Never known the name.
Is he like a sorcerer himself, or do you know what kind of magical proclivities he might have?
I've never asked.
Oh, all right. Well, we know he's cold, he's rude, right asshole, and he's a fool.
Hearing all this, Arthur takes that stool and drags it over to a wall where he's got one of a giant painting, and just takes the painting off the wall and grabs a great axe from out behind there and just puts the painting back up. Thanks for holding on to this.
You're welcome.
Well,
Right.
Is that all we need?
I was wondering if anyone could explain how, what the process of the soul stealing is, so we can be aware if it's about to go down.
I would imagine
Zook.
it's not something you can do quickly, right, Zook?
Have you ever been really, really hungry and really thirsty at the same time?
Both, yeah.
Uh huh.
Kind of starts to feel like that.
Oh boy.
Well, that's not good. I'm both those right now. We didn't get any food before we left. Somebody trying to steal my soul and put it in a coin?
That could be a myriad of other different things.
Anytime he gets hungry for the rest of the
Oh,
camp,
okay.
there's a soul coin nearby. Someone grab it.
Uh huh.
Somebody steal my soul.
Every little tiny inconvenient hurt or
We had to skip lunch. Oh no, this is soul coin. It's coming from.
If you always feel like that, it's probably something else. But if it comes on suddenly, it's probably
yeah. If
a
you're
soul
always
coin.
feeling like that, it's worms.
You need to go to Pizza Street.
Exactly.
Fantasy Pizza Street. You know that place is a front, right? Fantasy Pizza Street. Yeah, there's no way they're making
from
money
what?
on that. No.
I've heard-
Great Pizza, Great Price is now $8.49. I'm sure they're making money off that.
Yeah,
heard
but
the same
12
thing
people go
about
a day.
I was alive.
You
when it
have
was $2.49.
how do you have 7 teenagers working there making minimum wage, but only 12 people come in, right? There's rent, there's costs of things. They're
Yeah,
not.
Pizza
It's a
Street's been around
front.
so long. They got
Fantasy-
that building paid
Fantasy
off.
Pizza
Fantasy
Street.
Pizza Street's been around. They got that thing paid off. It's so paid off.
Fantasy Pizza Street is probably run by the Bravas, actually, if we're going to be honest.
Yeah. Listen, I'm not. This isn't a conspiracy theory. I am
Oh.
telling you, don't go to Pizza Street.
Try the Fantasy Gabagool pizza.
Is Fantasy Mattress Firm also a front?
So we
No
do
one's
not
ever-
talk about mattress firm.
Inside
Okay.
check. Is it a front run brand?
Make an insight check.
It's a
I can't
rival
believe it only took us this long to
family.
get to Fantasy Pizza Gate.
No, Pizza Street, not Pizza Gate. No.
He had
So,
Pizza Street
let me
there,
tell you,
but-
there's this basement. You
13.
We
see?
don't want to show off in those
13?
people's algorithms.
Don't know.
Yes,
It is.
of course.
Thank you.
And when I say front, I mean like if the business is going to make money, we're not going to discourage it. But
There's also other
So,
things
like,
happening in the back.
You guys use Fantasy Phillips 66 to launder your dirty money because no one ever goes there?
I don't know what that is. Now you're just talking nonsense. It's not a thing.
This is
Fantasy
a,
Bucky, though.
Wink.
this is
Oh,
a,
no, that's not fun for anything.
this is actually the truth. I used to work at one.
Phillips 66?
Nobody ever came in.
Where?
Phillips 66 in Raytown. Nobody ever came in.
2 big lighters and 3 cherry cokes a day.
What's that one that
Backwoods
just
out.
shut
Yeah, I was
down
saying,
in
unless
front
they
of
wanted
the
to pack a
City House?
backwoods or some menthol
Oh, that was a
smokes.
shell.
Was it a
That
shell?
was a shell. It was under like a fast stop name, though.
It was so bad. I just want them to burn it. I don't want that thing coming back.
We're not condoning arson.
Oh
Yeah,
no!
don't
Oh my
burn
gosh!
down.
I didn't mean that.
Yeah,
That was like
This is intentional burning. Is what
I
it is.
just want them to burn the fantasy shell. This is
In-game.
Yeah,
In-game.
Canonically speaking.
Kids, don't burn down gas stations.
please don't.
Atticus?
I was listening to this podcast. It was a D&D podcast. My mom said it was of the devil. It made me burn down a shell.
Listen, when you told the guy that we were buying the bus from that you're running a D&D podcast at his bus, he, all right.
He was so
That's awesome.
just disinterested. He was
Nonplussed.
disinterested in the entire thing.
Yeah, for someone
I-
that just got handed $5,000 in $100 bills.
I honestly
He sure was
thought
salty.
I was standing closer to him, and I'd had previous contact with him right online. So compared to what he was like to correspond with, he was fucking elated when we saw him. That was him in his happy place. He
Oh,
was
okay,
like-
very cool.
yeah. Oh yeah. He
Oh, no,
was
is he the guy that
so
responds okay
lively.
with just those 2 letters?
Let me read you one of the things that he said.
Oh, we're going into this now.
Yeah.
Quick detour brought to you
quick
by...
detour, yeah.
Yeah. If you ever listen to this, buddy,
There's the whole thing
Springfield,
on our
Missouri.
Patreon.
this is my favorite.
Springfield,
When
Illinois.
I told, I was trying to tell him about like
His name was also Andrew.
no, I don't know why it says that, but
Drew assumes every NPC is also named Andrew. It's a complex that he needs to work out.
when we were talking about this because it was like rapidly like approaching. It's like, oh, but it's a holiday weekend, and he had said he wanted cash or money transfer, and I'm like, I'm old, right? I'm like, money transfer. I was like, okay, I'll look into that. He's like, yeah, just get looking into it because it can take a few days. Well, I find out you can't do a money transfer on a weekend. I'm not gonna start it on Friday before I've seen the product, right? So I'm like, hey, dude. Can't do a money transfer on the weekend. I can move money around, but I don't know how fast I'll be able to get the cash. Hopefully, it's beforehand. Would you be good with a cashier's check? And he responds with, let's see, just bring cash, please. And I didn't share this with any of you guys before I got
Yeah,
you
'cause
to
they
agree
wouldn't
to
have-
come
yeah,
with
yeah,
me.
they
have
would not
gone.
have gone, yeah.
Just
You
bring
shared it with
cash
me.
with. Well,
If you only have cash,
you're
it's
braver than
untraceable.
they are.
Yeah.
Just bring cash, please. Just don't bring a gun, please. But that's why it was so much fun showing up with like 4 beardy dudes. Like, okay, we just
Little
brought
do they
cash.
know. Yeah, if this guy tries to fight us, we're gonna say, wait, roll for initiative.
You didn't roll first. What's your plus?
He was tall, but
Your
he
dex
was
isn't that
scrawny.
Oh
high.
yeah, it'd have been no problem.
He'd have to have a gun and be a really good shot to get us all.
I mean, that wouldn't have been a good thing for him because at least 2 of us were carrying.
So I bring 3 guys and 2 guns.
Incredible.
That's
You
0.6.
And he
guns
was the
per
nicest guy in the world. He was like Seventh-day Adventist pastor, if they have him. I
I
don't
wish you'd gone in like Connie.
know. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that would have been great. You
That would've
show up,
been
yeah.
top
You show up in suits.
I've often thought of introducing myself to people as not me and just like keeping that facade.
I am the DM.
Ah, dude, we should have.
No,
been
like
totally
just showing up
naive.
as like a
Can you
character.
make a fake Facebook account?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a million of them were,
okay,
were
we've-
able to vote in the last democratic election.
It's called catfishing, Drew.
We've got to make a fake account and buy something very expensive under a fake identity and show up in those persona.
Just like the dumbest name, too.
Yeah.
It has to be like Glort McGlort.
Wow, shut your mouth.
Yeah, some dumb name like
Almost
Zook
said
Magoo.
I saw you almost say it. Glorp and McGlorp.
It's
I quit.
distinguished. Okay, here's the thing. In a fantasy world, good, great, fine. But if somebody, if
I
you
understood
walked
what
up
you
to me
meant.
and
If a
said,
human being said,
My
hello,
name
my
is
name is
Zook.
Zook Magoo.
I would laugh in your fucking face. I
No, except he's in the Midwest and he's Asian. He presents as Asian, so you'd just be like, okay,
even then.
that's
yeah,
cool.
sounds good.
Okay.
Doesn't sound Asian.
Ni
though.
hao, Zook Magoo.
Yeah.
Oh,
I love your
I don't know
general's
that.
chicken.
I loved
my
Sagwa
job.
on PBS. I grew up with it. I loved her.
Sabo was great.
And meanwhile, someone introduces themselves to a white person. Like, KFC, am I right? NASCAR, fun. The Republican National Convention.
Raise
Also
hell,
great.
praise Dale.
Remember earlier today when we were playing Dungeons and Dragons?
Yeah, I mean, let's go back. Let's go back
yeah,
to
yeah.
it.
I watched NASCAR.
Dude, me too. I had hats. I had Dale Jr. hats.
One of the
I was a
guys at
fan.
work, his work login is the Intimidator 3. I'm not.
Is that a
one of the-
NASCAR
Who's that?
Craig on nights.
Of course.
His login is
Sounds
the
like a
Intimidator
monster
3.
truck.
Uh huh.
Is
No,
it a
it's
monster?
Dale Earnhardt.
Oh.
Earnhardt was the Intimidator.
Hmm.
Yeah.
He
Was he,
intimidated his
though?
car so hard it exploded on the track.
That dude had like a
Rest
plus.
in peace.
That dude had a plus 10 to intimidation.
Yikes.
And a -4 to con.
Oh no! It's been like 20 years.
Oh,
it's okay.
Too late, Michelle. Too late.
Did he die in a fiery crash?
Yes. On the track.
Yeah.
You know what? You get inspiration.
Yes.
That was really good. That was a really good comeback. I like that.
All right, now
cut
let's
that
get in the
out, but it
fight
was
so
really
we can
good.
use that inspiration. Go.
All right.
Pack
with
of
your-
wild dogs.
With your axe retrieve,
Bandits.
you guys can make your way out of Callus's abode and make your way to the Elven Mercantile.
Oh, before we go, Callus,
Yes.
I'd like to give you this little neck handkerchief. It's really cute. I think it'll look good with your colouring. Genuinely. It's still...
Are you genuinely giving him something?
Yeah, I appreciate your
Well,
help.
Generally speaking, are you genuinely giving him something?
Genuinely, yes. His help was appreciated.
The CIA at one point worked on neckties that had wire in it, and when someone would put it on,
Okay.
they could activate it, and it would.
Yep. He looks at it for a second
Yeah, that's what she's doing.
and then takes it, ties it around his neck, and goes,
It's black and orange. Looks good with the red.
"It's absolutely lovely. Thank you."
You're welcome.
But yeah, so you give that to him, and you can make your way out of his abode and into the river burrow itself.
He looks
Coming out of
It's
the
like a spirit Halloween story.
coming out of that residential area into more of a shopping district, you can see there are several stores kind of lined up along one side of the road, and one of them does appear to have what looks to be like a side profile silhouette of looks to be some sort of an elven individual with like the long pointed ear and everything like that, and underneath it says Mercantile. But yeah, so that appears to be the Elven Mercantile. What do you guys want to do?
I look at our Harangon friend,
Okay.
and I just ask him if you'd mind Looking for a back door.
Well, yeah, I could do that.
Right.
All right. Let me roll investigation to look for back door. Or just walk around and look.
Yeah, you can do investigation.
Can I? I'll come with you. I don't think I'm going to be able to fit in this one either. So maybe I'll follow you around and help you look.
Okay. You can either roll or give him advantage. Up to you.
It seems like probably you should just have advantage on that.
This city really needs more accessibility options.
It does.
That's what I'm finding out.
See if you can get the brothers to work on that.
Listen, that is a great idea, and I have been talking to the Lion about making sure that any of our business endeavors and those of the
17?
people we are in league
17,
with.
yeah.
Can fit some doors.
Moving to
Right.
the back side of these buildings, you can see that there does appear to be a area what looks to be so. Think of it as like a square with the middle kind of removed of it. All of these buildings seem to kind of form a block with all of the back doors kind of leading to almost like a courtyard-esque area behind all of them. So there are a couple small alleys that you can kind of get through that lead to kind of this open, like I said, just open kind of common courtyard behind everything. But you can see the mercantile. There's nobody back here. I know maybe a few children kind of running in and throughout some of the buildings. But it's quiet back here, and yeah, you can kind of post up here and wait.
Is it like those arched porticos like in Venice where you walk through them and it's like you're walking under. People have the house that kind of extends over it, but you can walk through.
Yeah, all these buildings seem to kind of connect with each other in some way, shape, or form,
That's tight.
kind of helping to bolster them against each other because most of them are pretty thin while they are tall.
They lean on each other.
But yeah, so yeah, there's a couple ways to get underneath and into that open area back there. But
So it's but it's essentially like walk out the door.
just back door, yeah.
Okay.
It's a couple old guys back there with accordion and a guitar playing music.
Just at the. Is there stairs or is it just like flat into the door?
It's ground level.
Okay. I'm gonna put down like.
700.
Put down. Yeah, I'm gonna put down probably, I don't know, 25 ball bearings. Right
So,
there.
I'm going to stop you right there.
I'm not.
Because-
Hey, I'm doing it in case they go in the front and
no.
somebody runs out the back door,
I'm going to
so that they.
I'm gonna let you
Trip
do the
a
ball
ball.
bearings. I'm gonna let you do the ball bearings. But just so you know, this
Michelle's having
is
to breathe deeply.
from the world we live in. This is the rules. As an action, you can pour the ball bearings out into a 10-foot square area. It does not say you can parcel out the ball bearings. So if you use the ball bearings, you use all 1,000 of them in a 10-foot square. That is what it says. I'm not.
It is okay, but you're the DM and you can do it a little differently because I feel like if I see a certain amount come out, I should be able to just go, oh, that seems like a lot of ball bearings. I'm going to squeeze the opening shut to make sure I don't pour out 1,000 ball bearings.
You know what? You're absolutely right. I could do that. So the rest of you are going to go ahead and head into the shop.
Kestis sees Wyatt about to pour out the ball bearings. He goes, could I at least walk away first?
Fine, whatever. I'll just keep my ball bearings to myself.
God, Matt, back away from the microphone.
Maybe we save the ball bearings for later.
Jeez.
Put your balls away. Gosh.
Just a chunk of black there. Good lord. Sorry.
Oh, this is the second character that was obsessed with a ball bag. Remember?
Is there another one that was obsessed with a ball bag?
Yo, what's his name? The dwarf. He used to always say ball bag.
Just said ball bag.
bag.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Ball bag. Ball bag.
Oh gosh.
Ball
All right.
bag.
So, are you
Ball bag.
Bilbo ball back.
are you using the ball bearings?
No, I guess not. I mean, if I
Okay.
gotta be more precise about it instead
They're
of
a
dumping them all
I-
over the
I-
place.
I like
a
to
It's real
gold-
hard not to just grab a handful and
It's a-
throw it on the ground.
It's a gold piece for 1,000 of them. What? They're super cheap, dude. If you want to
And
keep
at
using
that
them.
rate,
I think you gave him 2 gold
for
pieces.
1 gold is 10 for a copper. That's a pretty sweet.
I just don't understand
Next
why I
time, buy
can't stick
10
my
for a
hand in,
couple.
grab a handful, and sprinkle them on the ground.
Because that's the rules, and I'm sticking to them.
Yeah. Fine.
So Connie goes home and he's gonna make himself a nice fantasy espresso, but
Yeah.
he starts pouring the beans into, and then
all
all
1,000.
million of them come
Can't
out.
do anything like minute whatsoever. Doesn't make any sense.
No, I like this idea. I go to take a spit on the ground and all of my water leaves.
He instantly dries out.
I think there's a soul coin nearby.
Yeah, his soul's gone.
So in this world, nobody can do anything finite.
Nothing in moderation.
Pulls the trigger with his gun in his head. Pulls out.
I go to pull out a change bag to pay for something. Well, I guess you get the whole bag of change.
Here's my entire life savings.
Please, let's keep this rule. Let's keep this rule.
So essentially what you're telling me is all 20 of the gold coin I have would go away when I go to pay for this.
Listen, Calvin, I'm on your side. I just wanted to make the joke because it's real good.
No, I know you did.
Oh God, Drew! Imagine a brothel.
Now stop imagining it.
Now try your best.
I
never to
can't
think
because
about
I
that.
imagined all of them doing all the things all at once.
Everything, everywhere, all at once. That was about
Oh.
right. I think so.
I will not be putting my ball bearings on the ground.
Oscar.
With the way Hollywood
Hey,
is,
soup
I
kitchens would be
believe it.
super efficient.
I'm full. Oh no!
We've eliminated world hunger.
Pouring hot soup on their hands and it's burning.
Guys, I'm gonna pass away, please.
Calvin, we love you. Please
Can we knock
continue.
on the front door, Calvin?
Yeah, absolutely. It opens as you do a little ding of a bell, and you can walk into a very straightforward, looks to be some straightforward mercantile. There appears to be just kind of your everyday general goods, some dried good foods, a couple of articles of clothing, nothing of a crazy sort. But as you all filter in, you can see that there's no patrons here currently, but there is what looks to be one tiefling individual with a leather apron who is stocking something up on a shelf, and they're like, "I'll be right with you," and they put a box up and begin to make their way down the.
Intimidation from the jump.
Okay, I'm going to make an intimidation check.
What color is the TV?
Oh,
Blue.
Natural 20 plus 6.
Holy nat 20?
Yeah, if you've never
Dear
seen the Crazies, but there's a scene in the Crazies where like this bad guy is dragging a pitchfork, and you just hear the sound of a pitchfork on the ground. He's just doing that like slowly with his axe through the yacht.
Jeez. Walking down the ladder, turning around and kind of like brushing themselves off and goes, well, what can I do for... And he looks and sees you, and it's like, welcome to the Elven Mercantile. What can I do for you all today?
You want this or?
I mean, by all means.
Ooh.
Do you have maybe some place that we could discuss matters that's a little more private? Please?
Connie reaches back and just goes click to the deadbolt.
Oh, not flip. And then I reach up and turn the open to close.
Okay. Both of you, I need you to make intimidation checks.
I did.
Then Connie can do it with advantage.
Yes.
Zook's just there
As-
sharpening his claws.
As this is happening, Wyatt's thinking a little more on this, and instead of ball bearings, he's actually going to empty the rest of the flask of oil he has on the ground.
Okay.
And Kestis is gonna cast enhance ability Bull's Strength on himself.
Okay. Okay, so inside. 8?
Yeah.
Like 0-8? Or like 18?
I rolled an 8 on intimidation.
But I gave you an advantage.
I rolled a 6 the first time. It took me 4 rolls to get a nat 20.
That's not how D&D works.
This is why I said 8. I was being
7 tries.
That's what it is. I would say just a roll. It's like,
No.
all
like
right,
keep
go ahead.
on
You get 3
flexing
tries.
in new and weird ways.
I
until,
like to
kind of
imagine.
holds
Yeah, I
weird.
like to imagine that he like reaches back, like
You hit the deadbolt.
and you like can't grab.
You hit the deadbolt, but it like the door's not fully closed, so like just hits.
Oh, and
shoves
it's a
his
door you've got to
shoulder
lift
You have
up
to,
a
like-
little bit.
You have to
and
lift.
get to
and-
your hand, yeah.
Yeah.
And then he turns around. Sup?
You can see
deadbolt
Mr. Mort kind of, his eyes kind of glanced at all of you and just kind of holds his hands up slowly as just like a show of just like, you know, just not surrender, but just like, you know, at ease. It's like, all right, well, we can probably solve this peaceably. I'm sure whatever you fine folk need from me, I can provide for you.
Well, I think it would behoove you. I believe you've had information or been contacted before by an organization called the Ark. And the Ark is requesting that you stop selling illegal goods, or you join up with them, or the alternative, which isn't very nice, and we came here to gently, preferably, persuade you to go ahead and accept their offer.
Well, now, miss, I'm confused. I thought I made my stance with the Ark perfectly clear.
You may have, and we are here on behalf of the Ark to ask you, to beg you, understand what I'm saying underneath what I'm saying, to continue and accept their offer. Please.
All right. So, what would you have me do? Just sign on the dotted line, or?
I mean, that would probably be the most beneficial thing for all people, considering. I mean, the Ox, if you're working with them, you know, you've got a pretty good situation. They can maybe help expand your operation, maybe provide you a bit of guidance. Maybe you're looking for, I don't know, a little capital, new markets, things like that.
Fair point. Always good to have my eye on business, I suppose.
I think, and I'm being genuine when I plead with you, it would be in your best interest. As far as existing goes. And I don't say, I'm not trying to be difficult or hard.
You'll hear no such thing come from me. I understand that there's certain expectations in this fine city. I'm more than willing to do what needs to be done.
Will you consider?
Insight check.
Make an insight check.
Because I'm good at that.
Can I make like a persuasion check?
Yeah, make a persuasion check.
15?
Can I make a stealth check?
You know what? I'm gonna use that inspiration.
I'm gonna go ahead and just do a stealth check.
That's better. 21 for
21?
persuasion.
What are you?
16 for stealth.
Does that mean it
To
tries to
stealth?
take you to get a 20?
Yeah, we just wanted to see how quiet he's being, how still.
Okay.
17.
So with a 16, you can hide around a shelf, I guess?
No, I like to think that he just like becomes so uninterested.
I'm not letting you Drax this. How are you hiding?
That's the Steve, the curse of Steve from
Uh-huh.
before.
You also
The
don't
Cloak
have the
of
Cloak
Steve.
of Steve.
So good.
So,
The Cloak of Steve was the best ever.
so give me an idea of how you're stealthing right now.
I'm just effing around, man. This is one of those like Drew shut up moments.
Oh, Drew, shut up.
You're just sitting there
No,
with a yo-yo.
totally.
You rolled a 16, so we'll see what
No,
we'll
okay,
see how it
okay,
goes.
fine. I stealth and I just kind of like slide behind. Like, is there a shelf I can slide behind? Okay.
Slide
Okay.
to the
Just
left.
kind of like
3'11",
just
4 foot tall.
behind
turtle.
all of them, to the side,
I think
behind,
to the side, like
my
he's
shell.
maybe gonna try to work his way to
Sure.
where he's flanking there.
flanking. Okay, yeah, absolutely. With a 16, easy enough to do. With a 21, you said persuasion? You can see that what you've said has worked. He does seem to be, you know, he's non-threatening and he has agreed to your terms. With a 15, you said insight? He said he was willing to do what was necessary, and that is truthful.
Okay.
But-
So I will then test that theory and pull a tome out of my jacket and set it on the counter. And be like, a signature here is legally and mortally binding to the Ark. So if you are what you say you are, this is your moment to make it right, and you enter a mutually beneficial relationship with the Ark, something many people covet.
Well, if I know anything, it's about binding agreements. And he begins to walk over to the book, and he opens it up. I'm going to say... I'm going to give you the chance, Arthur, because you rolled your insight, and that was the closest thing to, like, observing the situation. As he walks up to the book... Do you have a pen in the book, I assume?
Oh, yeah.
Or some sort of writing utensil? He's reaching into his leather apron as he's walking up to the book.
I cast command. I'm going to tell him
Okay.
to stop as I hold up my pen.
Okay. He has to roll for that.
Yes.
What's the DC?
12 wisdom.
Rolled a 11.
So,
8 plus 3.
Plus,
yeah.
what did you say?
It's 8 plus 3, so rolled an 11.
So, yeah.
So he reaches into his leather apron, and you just say stop. And as you do, all of you hear him say stop, but you feel almost like this boom of like physical authority as you see the tiefling just stop what he's like, stop
Is
mid-step.
his like hand like
Hand is still in his apron.
Can I cast Mage Hand to go fish out whatever
You certainly
was
can.
in that pocket? All right. I'd like
Make
to do
make a dexterity check for me for the mage hand.
16.
16. Okay. He's not holding onto it hard enough to like fight the hand, so your hand goes in there, grabs and pulls out, and as it does, it pulls out two looks to be blackish coins, about silver dollar sized.
I will quickly have the Mage Hand zoom back over to me.
How long does command last?
I think it ends as soon as he does what I say.
As soon as he stops.
Yeah, so it literally just does. It says turn. Everything is end its turn. So I would imagine about 10 seconds.
So
basically.
he did that. Hand comes over, grabs it, comes out. So command's about to stop.
Yes.
Okay.
And as it's expiring, I just yell or say Connie's name.
Okay. Connie, you have a moment to do something.
Yeah, sweet.
What are you doing?
Connie steps up right with Step of the Wind, appears right behind him, grappling him.
Okay, make a athletics check, and I'll roll first and tell you what you have to beat.
I thought you were gonna corn dog him.
Only a 6.
What'd you roll?
Wait.
Can I give
hold
Drew
on. Is
my
this?
inspiration?
Hold on. Would this be considered an attack?
Nope.
Okay.
Hold on.
This is
hold
a
on,
grapple.
hold on. Nothing's gonna fix this. Not even.
What'd you roll?
Not even.
Oh,
thing-
inspiration. Can I give him
No.
inspiration?
Nope.
Nothing fixes
We're not
this.
we're not in initiative right now,
It's a
and this
1.
was like
Nothing
that's a
fixes
nat
this.
1. Okay. So
Can I use
as
Chronal Shift on him?
what's that?
Yep.
That's what I did to escape.
Certainly
As a
can.
reaction, after you or a creature you see within 30 feet makes an attack, ability, or saving throw, you can force him to reroll.
Yep.
Oh, Captain.
You're
Time
forcing
Me
him
to
to
reroll.
reroll. Okay.
Warp. Captain Time Warp. Here we.
No, is it?
It wins.
got a
It
6.
beats. It
Yeah,
beats.
so-
Is it a nat 1?
No, it's a
Oh, okay. I would say 2 nat
9,
1s.
Oh my gosh.
10.
Connie
It's a 10.
explodes.
So you guys watch
Oh my
as Connie, you watch this weird kind of moment where Connie goes and grabs the individual, and you watch as the head of Mr. Mort snaps back and his horn gouges into Connie's eye. And as that happens, their forms stay in a space, and you hear this gong, gong, as something happened. None of you see what it was. And as that happens, as you see that play out, all of a sudden that boom hits and everything resets, and you just see Connie grab him, and he just and he like gets held in place.
And Zook's arm slowly goes down after.
Looks like Mr. Mort Never saw it coming.
There it is. Good night, everybody. I'm kidding. All right, so you have Mr. Mort in your grasp, and he is grappled, so he cannot move.
And Mage Hand is swiftly moving away from him.
Mage Hand has pulled away the 2 coins.
Yes.
He kind of struggles for a second. All right. No need for violence. Just testing my boundaries. All good.
And punch him in the stomach.
All right, go ahead and make an attack roll.
Natural 17.
Oh yeah. Sorry, not attack roll. I was gonna say roll damage, but yeah.
Okay,
you
well,
can
it's
hit it.
4
4 points of
bludgeoning.
Tears are welling up in his eyes as he's just like, because he can't move.
Yeah, I'm just gonna tell him. Well, now we can't trust anything that you say. So what do we do?
Break his arms and legs and put him in a boat.
Hang on.
I mean, you definitely can do that. I just want to double check before I do. Son of a bitch, it's not. Okay. He does nothing. He just kind of like still trying to catch his breath from the punch. Doesn't say anything. Just kind of is held.
Mr. Mort, I will ask you one more time. Will you please go ahead and just sign this book?
And I would like to use suggestion on him.
Okay.
So he needs to make a wisdom saving throw of 13.
Okay. Do you know if they fail or succeed?
That's a wonderful question.
That's a valid point. Because, in real life, if you were to, do this thing, you wouldn't know if it took hold unless...
Right.
Yeah.
I don't believe so. Just if they fail the save, they try to pursue the course of action that I described to
Okay.
its best ability.
You cast suggestion, and he just kind of looks at you for a second and then nods.
Well then, sign the
He
book
can't.
then.
He's grappled. He can't move right now.
Loosen up his arm to be able to sign just a little bit, but don't let him go fully, please.
All right. Hey, put a pen in his hand.
Oh, his mouth. We can put it in his mouth.
There you go. You're gonna sign with your mouth.
He kind of nods.
Okay.
I feel awful.
I'm like, Connie's like keeping his head
Right,
away
yeah,
from
yeah.
that horn.
Careful of
All
that
right, so
horn.
you hand him a pen. He puts it
I
in his
got this
mouth and
feeling
just kind
he's
of.
gonna try to stab me in the eye or something.
And then I'll kind of hold the book up for him.
Okay.
He has to bend down a little bit.
Yeah,
I'm
he
only
has to bend down a
4
little
foot
bit.
tall, so
Uh,
at
It actually
most.
works really well
Yeah.
because it puts him in the perfect angle to
Yeah,
do it.
it's like an altar boy holding the Bible.
Drew,
Like, it's kind of perfect.
Drew, can you make another grapple check for me?
Really upset about this. Get out of here, all of you.
Yeah. Do you want another one? This one's usually pretty decent.
I have so many toys over here.
Shit. It's just
This
easy.
is your fault.
Sorry, give it back, give it
You're
back.
throwing it like it's a craps table.
I'm not going to use my last one on you.
What'd you roll?
What is a grapple, by the way?
It is.
Is it strength?
It is athletics.
Okay. So that's strength.
Not acrobatics.
No.
Okay. Cool. Cool.
That always means
What'd you
it's a
roll?
bad number.
What do I need to be?
Are you sure it's not
You
animal
need to
handling?
beat. You need to beat a 7.
That's 5.
Oh boy.
Okay. So
I don't see
in this moment, he reaches down, and as he does, it's not that he breaks free, but you're holding him, and as he's bending over because it is a long way to go, he
Gets me
he
with that
loosens. He has to loosen because he's bending down. So you loosen your grip, which allows his arms to come free. And as that happens, you watch as his hands quickly move, and all of you feel it before you hear it. A deafening boom echoes in the room as he casts Thunderwave. So I'm gonna need all of you in the room, so that would be the 4 of you, to make a Constitution saving throw.
That's not gonna be a pass.
Connie Houston.
Correct.
Yeah, 20.
Okay, so you're good.
How much damage are we taking there, buddy?
15.
damage?
15.
Drew, what did you roll this time?
Drucifer Lee.
Drew, your middle name is Lee?
No.
Leanne.
So
Use another tray.
if you fail, you're going to take 8 points of thunder damage.
What if you critically fail?
You can do that one. Okay. We'll get to that. So,
Connie poops his pants.
8 if you fail.
No, but
poops.
Drew does.
His
4 if you succeed.
Okay.
The brown note if it's a critical fail.
And the nat 1 sends you out the back door.
Onto the oil slick.
and
not the ball bearing.
Not the ball
No,
bearings.
not ball bearings.
Just the
Can
oil.
you imagine
God,
you
imagine
just
if it
kept
had 1,000
rolling?
ball bearings you just rolled on.
just
That
kind
would
of
have been hilarious.
just shoots right past the two of you. Winds up staring at the undercarriage of
Kestis is
Kestis.
standing there just prepared for someone to burst out the back door. This
What were you gonna do when they burst out
Double
the back door?
close
try to catch something. That's why he's very strong right
Okay,
now. It's just
so
to try to
make
catch.
make a strength check.
He's expecting a blue tiefling.
Yeah.
But this is
But this
fine
is
too.
this
He
is
makes
a
these-
human monk.
Yes, he makes the bear's strength. Bull's strength gives advantage. On
Advantage on the strength. Yep.
Okay.
Strength of the bull market.
That's a 20 with some math.
Yeah. So he flies out the back door, and as he's sailing through the air, just in your arms.
Well, that's,
Oh.
What are you doing out here?
I'm gonna need you guys to go ahead and roll initiative for this because now.
Oh,
we're
hey,
in
thanks for the lift. We got to get in there. Can you fit?
I'll try my best.
Matt, what are you doing?
No! What's going on?
Oh, look at mine.
all right.
happening?
Drew, did you roll another one?
No,
No,
I
he
did.
did. I rolled a 2.
That side of the table is a problem right now.
I rolled a 20 and then
We're just the funny guys.
Have you guys considered just giving up?
No.
Yeah, what if you guys-
Every day,
Oh,
Michelle.
holy shit. I'm sorry, dude.
What if you started the podcast about not D&D?
You are a
I've tried that
beautiful,
before.
wonderful person worthy of all the
Thank you.
life.
25 to
Thank
20. 20 to 15.
24-ish.
24?
My initiative is +5 for some reason.
Dear Lord.
17.
It's gonna be a minute till you get to me.
Matt, do you have anything that just can kill him?
Okay.
Here's all
15
the
to 10.
Make my way.
10 to 5.
8. Neo Joe.
I had a 5. I had 5. I rolled 2. Got +3.
6.
5.
4.
Yeah.
You guys are doing so good.
So proud of you guys.
I got a 6 with a +4 to my initiative.
Nice.
I got a
Drew, you got a 5
5.
and a 2 for Kestis.
so 1 + 1.
Oh, nice.
Big
Okay.
bonuses.
So,
That's math that Kestis is actually capable of.
all right, so Zoop,
The naked bit I'm doing.
you're up.
Yeah, I don't
Explode
really.
him.
So get rid of that.
Yeah, it's
I don't have anything that wouldn't hurt Constance to.
Do it.
No,
Oh,
he
Connie's
got knocked.
gone,
He
remember?
got
Connie-
Oh,
knocked
I
down.
got knocked down. Yeah. Sorry.
Nell and Arthur are in the room.
But we're so short, just shoot it over the top of us.
Yeah, do what you must.
Well, I
my
was
dude.
gonna thunder wave back at him.
like roughly
Sure.
the same height as you.
But
Yeah.
you are the furthest away, so you will hit them with your thunder wave.
All 3 of them, or just?
All 3, yes. Given the small, because remember I said it was a small shop. There's not a lot of space to maneuver in here. So a 15-foot, I believe it's 15 foot. Yeah,
Yeah.
15-foot area in front of you.
All right. Well, in that case, I don't really have a lot of offensive stuff, so I'm gonna just firebolt them.
Firebolt.
Dead,
Okay,
yeah.
go ahead and roll.
Now that I know that.
Yeah.
Tiny room. It's only an 11.
11 does not hit. You fire the firebolt, and he dodges out of the way as it hits the back of the shop and begins to
Good
like,
idea,
just
destroy the
burn.
shop.
Begins to burn back there. Ending your turn.
Yes.
Nell, you're up.
I will go ahead and give inspiration to Connie as a bonus action.
How far can inspiration go?
Well, that's a great,
Isn't
wonderful
that
question.
a question?
Yeah. Who's asking, Calvin?
That is
60
good.
feet?
60 feet?
Yeah.
I'd say he's 60 feet out the door.
All right, bonus action. Go ahead and
Jeez,
do
how
that.
strong was that thunder wave?
So you
He
have
rolled a
a
nat one.
Your ears are
D6
exploding.
to add to your rolls,
Okay.
ability checks,
So
what have
your
you.
next single-digit roll, you can add a d6.
Also, we still, just
But if it's
as a
a
reminder
one-
for those of us in combat, you still have the full range of motion.
Still have that coin thing.
So double
Or the
speed, yeah.
button.
You can cause a distraction and pose disadvantage.
Yeah.
And then Connie, you have advantage on attack rolls into your next turn whenever you activate it.
Punch him in
So
the
just know that.
face.
Is that
Okay.
a multiple use? weapon?
Just one.
And what's the
Because I used
activation?
it.
Oh,
the docks.
I would say I refreshed it at that point. Like, I don't
I
know.
used, what was it? a
Oh,
few
for
days
sure.
ago?
And then a little walkover. It's really easy for me just to re-up the thing.
Just assume every long rest you just refresh.
I would prefer that you have that, like, make note of that every time,
Yeah.
just so that we don't just be like, oh, I gave him this thing.
mean, I
Yeah,
that's
of
gonna
course,
be-
be.
I
of
thought it was
course.
understood.
I was just giving it to the people who had already
And-
had it.
Sure.
Anyways,
It's advantage. Like, how do I activate it? I forget.
You
It's
say
just
1 to 3
automatic.
you
powers
just wanted.
activate.
You say I just want to activate.
Form
So
of
I
me
imagine
being
I'm
twice
still
as
holding
fast.
the book up. Yes.
Sure.
Does the tiefling still have the pen in his mouth?
No, because he spit it out to cast a spell.
Bitch.
That's a good use of a swear word. We're being a lot more judicious.
We are.
tonight,
We
and that was a
were.
good
Yes.
one.
Yeah. So if that's the case, I'll just go ahead and I'll just use shatter on him. Yes,
Is that an area spell?
A 10-foot radius.
I heard Shadow Ramen for some reason.
I heard Shadow Ramen as well.
Like, what is
I
this?
heard
Shadow
Shadow
Ramen,
on
dude.
it.
You know what? You know what? Well,
Yeah, it's a 10-foot sphere, so
Shatter
you are
on
definitely
it.
going to catch somebody else in that sphere.
all right,
Yourself.
never mind. We'll go ahead and we'll
Do it.
use hideous laughter on him and just try to incapacitate him. So wisdom save of 13.
13.
Whoa.
What do you say to make him?
You bitch! That, I think
And
it'll
he
catch him
finds that
sideways.
funny?
I think so.
You said
You
13?
blue bitch.
Azul bitch.
That is a 16.
All right. Well,
I mean,
I'll
he goes, work on your delivery.
I'll then in that case for my movement, I'll just try to lean forward and grab him by the feet. Then
That is an action to
You think?
grapple somebody
I'm just trying to.
in combat.
I'll untie his shoelaces.
That's
then.
also an action.
Gosh, dang it!
She's really good at untying shoelaces.
She's very good at it.
Then
I
I'll
know.
try to move to the front door. Then that's what I'll do.
The front door of the shop?
Yeah,
Okay. So you back away from kind of all this hubbub.
yeah. I can't
All
do
right.
anything else.
Ending your turn, it is now Mr. Mort's turn. I don't know why I almost called him Mo.
Mr. Mo.
Mr. Mo.
Mr. Mort's turn. Mr. Mort looks kind of frantically at this whole situation after seeing kind of all of this chaos erupt, and looks back at the three of you, which are in front of him, and kind of just like snarls in frustration, reaches back into his apron, pulls out another 2 coins, and as he tosses them in the air, he utters something in a phrase I don't know if any of you know.
Infernal?
What language is it? Goblin?
Infernal.
I knew it would be Goblin. It is Goblin.
Common?
Nice.
Nope.
Damn.
I speak the opposite of that. Are there any cognates?
So it's just it sounds
backwards?
Yeah, it's just backwards.
I speak Sylvan.
Oh my gosh, our youth pastors were right.
None of the three of you speak Infernal.
I don't know.
Just making sure.
A lot of the other crazy ones, but no.
Nope.
Sure,
okay.
I do. Yeah, let's just say I do.
You're outside. It's
Wait.
fine.
What if I did?
I have comprehend languages. Does that help me?
You can cast that as a spell, but no, you can't do it.
After you hear it,
It
you
was
can
just gonna be
cast it and try
funny.
to remember
It was just gonna be something you could hear when
You
you
know
were
what?
saying.
Fuck this. I
versus-
cast silence. He doesn't say anything.
You cast
Not your
Just
turn.
kidding.
Is that a reaction?
But yeah, so he throws them in the air, and you hear
it's a
him.
reaction.
You hear it.
It's a reaction.
As the coins flash red,
Whoa, dude, you know Infernal.
and yeah, and 2 of you are going to have to make saving throws.
Not me.
So exciting.
Gonna get really
Figure out who
hungry
they
and
are.
thirsty soon.
We're gonna do Zook
Oh, dang it.
and
Zook again.
Zook again. No, Grim.
Okay.
I need both of you to make charisma saving throws.
Riz.
Oh, I have a negative to that.
What's the
You have to beat a 12.
Done. Say less.
You fail.
Okay.
The coin, as it floats in the air, Arthur, you stare it down. You're fine.
That thing falls to the earth.
Ding, ding, falls down. Nothing happens to it.
I'm gonna use my last chronal shift
Do it.
on my roll.
Can you use it?
Do it.
On yourself?
Nice.
Okay.
On you or a creature.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. Go ahead and shift away.
Hooray.
Didn't help.
No.
You didn't beat it.
No.
You didn't like
got
playing
one
Zook,
more.
though, right?
I blame Drew. Not just
Wait, you have one
This
more?
table is
Huh?
cursed.
I have two of those.
Yo, what is
Yeah.
going on that side of the table?
You guys watch as the first coin just ding, 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 falls in front of Grim. Nothing happens. The other coin stops in midair, and you watch as Zook looks at it, and his eyes flash the same red before the coin drops to the table. Is now a brilliant red color, and Zook's body just collapses.
That's all it took to capture a soul?
Oh no!
Is one saving throw?
Can we, like, right before that happens, be like,
Hey, you know that hunger and thirst thing I was talking to you guys about?
Yeah.
and then it happens.
And then, at that
I'm
point,
hungry.
the tiefling turns and sprints out the door,
Out what door?
out the back door.
All right, everyone's right at the back door. So
Get him guns.
So he runs the 30 feet and now
Fill your
is
boat.
now out into the steps of the area where
Slips on the oil.
we're gonna roll and see if he slips on the oil. He's gonna roll a 15, so no. Fun fact: it had been ball bearings. DC is a little higher.
Oh no!
Stop. No. Jesus H. Are you
But that's the end of his turn.
Calvin, you should have shut up.
What? Honestly, what did that sweet man ever do to you?
That's my favorite
He
thing.
didn't show up
anything has
at
ever
my fantasy football draft.
That's what
That's
it
what he
was.
did.
That's valid.
Oh, you
Damn.
auto drafted the whole thing?
No.
Most of it.
Oh my gosh,
The
Matt.
rounds that mattered, you did.
Even I showed up and I hated it.
You didn't show up. I did it for you.
I know you did.
Matt,
We're detracting
when he
him.
does things like this to you, it means that he loves you.
Oh,
at
just
least
wait. Just wait.
That. Okay.
Matt's gonna take a shit in the tank of his toilet before he leaves.
Not an upper
Sorry,
decker.
Michelle.
No.
Sorry, Michelle.
Anything but, please.
There are no innocents in war, so you're just gonna have to deal with it.
End of Mr. Mort's turn. Mr. Grimm, it is now your turn.
Yeah, he was
Wyatt,
right.
You're on deck.
Yeah, he was right next to me, so I'm just gonna chase him and hit him with my great axe.
Go ahead and roll.
Because I have the same movement that he does. Before I potentially roll again, does a 16 hit?
16 will definitely hit.
Okay, cool. And I'm also gonna put a divine smite and a fury of the small into it.
Hell yeah, dude.
So that's gonna be.
It's not bad. It's
such
a 7,
it's
isn't
a
it?
1. That's such a big dice to roll such a small number.
Oh my gosh.
Drew,
It's
get away
spreading.
from our side of the table.
Spreading.
It is spreading.
You know, let me tell you, Calvin just told us to say we failed like 90% of our rolls. So.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. So rolling a
big
d12
Luigi.
and a d6, I rolled a total of 2 between those two for a total of 7 amongst all additions.
Okay, so
And I'm trying. Yeah.
you catch him in the back of the leg, gashing open
That's
his
what I
thigh.
was hoping for.
As that happens, he turns to you, his eyes flash brilliant blue, and he speaks another word. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity scene?
Yes. Also,
Oh boy. Hey, past you burning my inspiration. That's an 18.
18? Okay, so you're only going to take half damage here. That's going to be 4 points of cold damage as brilliant blue fire erupts from the ground and burns you, but burns you in the sense of like cold burns
Freezer
you.
burn.
Yeah, like
Oh,
freezer
no.
burn kind of cold.
Now I
can't
cook my meat.
But yeah, so he spun around, calling that up to you as you hit him in the leg. He's like stumbling back away from you
Oh,
as his leg is. He's not moving away, but like,
sorry. Could I also have used my divine smite on that one?
hell yeah, you hit.
Yeah, that divine smite you do without like having to use a bonus action or anything.
No,
Wrathful
it just
smite
happens.
Was
it just happens.
So, that's 11 more points of damage.
Jeez.
better.
So you
Yeah, that
you
helps.
gash open his back leg to the point where he can't use it, and he spins around, casting that, kind of stumbles back and is like trying to like pull away from you.
Back under the oil slick.
No, he's already passed through it.
Make a save again.
Wyatt, you're up.
He does
With Kami on deck.
knock over the bag of ball bearings with spills.
Nope, they're in
Only
Wyatt's.
25 bearings, weirdly.
That's
Oh.
weird.
Nothing. They fall into cracks into
Hey.
the cobblestone.
Into the cobblestones.
Disappear.
Doesn't work.
So he's
Yeah.
right in front of me.
You're not
75
right by the back
bearings.
door. You were away from it. So yeah, he's probably about 25, 30 feet away from you right now.
I mean, I put the oil down there and I didn't move.
So you're right at the back door?
Pretty close to it, yeah.
Don't you
Okay.
shoot with
So you're
a
right at the back
gun?
door?
Is that where he's at?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can do that from far away, can't you?
Huh?
Doesn't that gun work from like a distance?
Not if you're gonna hit somebody with it.
Pistol whip, yeah.
What you gonna do?
I'm gonna pull out of my pocket a cigar and I'm gonna light a cigar.
Okay.
And I'm gonna look at Arthur and say, "Well, Arthur, how do you feel about a bonfire?" And I'm gonna chuck the cigar down at his feet.
I'm there.
And then
Okay.
for my bonus action, I will pull out my pistol and I'm gonna shoot him in the face.
Make your shot at disadvantage.
You can shoot with your bonus action.
Sweet. Hold on.
Some people can.
Let me double check that. I do want to do that.
You can go action.
Yeah, maybe I can't, but I get. And I've
Yeah,
only
but
got
you can
one
do
action right now,
Yeah,
so
I'm
we're
saying
just gonna light him on
can-
fire.
No, you can do both.
You can do both.
Action. Your
just had
action
to
is the
order
shooting. The bonus action is the fire. But
Oh,
bonus
okay.
action can be before action, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yeah,
Semantics.
so you are standing right next to him, so your shot is at disadvantage because it is within melee. So go ahead and make a shot.
Seems entirely possible.
Is it a disadvantage for a pistol?
Yes. It is within melee. Any ranged item within melee is disadvantage.
Yeah, Glyph had a lot of fun with that nonsense last campaign. Can I be at least 5 feet away from him?
Disadvantage. So roll twice and take the lower of the two options.
Okay, so that's still gonna be a 14.
14 does hit.
Nice.
Go and roll your damage.
Let's see him die.
I'm trying to kill him.
We're on. Stop it.
shoots him
They
in the
can see
face.
you.
Huh?
It was a nat 1, or it was just a 1.
Just one.
1. Yep, that was it.
That said pistol
So
damage 9.
Wait, that's not possible. I rolled it and it said 9. I hit it.
7 plus 2. It's not 1, it was a 7.
Oh,
Yeah.
so 9.
9 points of damage.
Yes.
Yeah. So as he stumbles down,
That's way better.
flames leap up and scorch across Arthur's face, and as he begins to back away, is smiling through the blood pouring out, everyone hears a, and he turns and looks, and as he turns, the gun goes off, and his body just hits the ground, dead.
Yeah. Hey, that was a nice shot.
Are we out of combat now?
You are out of combat.
Okay, I'm gonna run over and
the
I need
raging
to
fire.
lay on
Oh,
hands and give
thanks.
him 1 hit point.
You can put me down.
On who?
Downed bad guy, Mr. Man.
Oh, you're gonna heal him?
back?
Well, maybe we
His soul's in a freaking coin, dude. I don't know how to yank someone's soul back out.
bring him back into
I mean,
the
this
building.
whole city's nefarious. We can
Isaac,
probably
dude,
figure it out
Firefly
somewhere else.
probably has.
Alright, I'll do it then. That's fine.
I mean, if he's
You
only
can
gonna be
if you
back
want.
to
I don't
one,
want-
I think you
bring him
should.
back to
Let's
1
bring
hit
him
point.
in the building, though.
Yeah, it's
In your voice.
Please let's bring him
say,
back into
bring
the
him back
building,
into one.
and then we can try to
Yeah,
convince
yeah.
him one final time. And if it doesn't work, we bash him over the head.
No,
so like
No.
Through the door,
Cast
as,
carrying
as I'm
Colin.
dragging
Cast
him back into the room, I'm
Put
like
me down,
talking to
please.
Nell. I'm like, no, he's gonna take a butt ride, but we need to
sorry,
get
Mr.
off
the
right
Reach.
back.
No,
Please
no.
try the path of mercy first.
I mean, Mr. Coney, I'm sorry.
Okay.
1 hit
You've
point.
got nothing
Can
to
we-
apologize
Can
for.
can someone secure him? I mean, I can, or if someone else wants to, secure him so he can't try to escape again.
I'm very strong right
Got
now.
it.
Okay, so you
Put
you
me down,
lay
take
your
the
hand
image.
on the mutilated face of this individual, and as you do, there's a light that emanates from your hand, and you hear the cracking and popping of cartilage and bone replacing itself, and you hear this as the realization
That was
of
terrifying and convincing.
death comes back, and they're and they eyes are looking around violently as they're like trying to figure out what the hell just happened.
Someone shove a pen in his mouth.
No, I'm just gonna point to Zoo. Say, last chance. How do we get him out of there?
Make an intimidation check.
Cool.
At triple
I'd
advantage.
say it should be advantage since he's got 1 hit point.
18 before advantage.
Oh, man.
18.
Okay.
Yeah, 20.
He's
Can I
at
give you
peace.
inspiration?
19 with advantage.
With an inspiration? What do you say?
22.
Yeah, 20. He looks at you and just spits blood and probably some bone into your face before saying, like, "Hey, Snorkama!" And just kind of, like, defiantly just kind of, like, stares down at you. Just, like, blood still just, like, covering most of his, like, his eyes and stuff. But, yeah, he is not.
Okay, then I'm going to ask Nell politely to look away, and I'm gonna like just
Ooh.
put the pen like on his chest, and then just look at Connie.
Oh, I get to do it?
Yes.
Oh, thanks. And Connie's going to grab the pen and take it like...
Wait. Nell will go and scurry up to him.
Huh?
Nell will go and scurry up to Mr. Mort.
What, do you want a closer view?
No. Please sign. I'm asking you one last time. Sign or you'll be dead, and they won't hesitate to kill you. Sign, stupid. If you want to live, sign.
Flex my muscles around just a little tighter.
I'll smack him on his face and tell him to sign.
You smack him?
Yeah. Sign, stupid.
Punch
Kestis casts Primal Savagery
Okay.
and rolls an attack on him.
Oh
Roll your
yes.
damage.
Oh.
Roll your damage.
Oh,
That'll
just
work.
damage?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good roll.
Finally.
Yeah, take a picture over there.
Yeah, no doubt.
That was
That's
that.
enough.
1 point.
What is your savagery?
So Kestis, holding onto him tightly, forearm sort of around his chest, just starts to hear this laughter, and he's wriggling about a bit, and he's starting to sort of lose his grip. And Kestis loses his grip for a moment, and then you see his hands, his fingers have elongated into these sort of jagged, serrated claws, and he just regains his grip, but the fingers sink into his chest.
Holy
And he's
crap.
dead.
Yeah, I dropped the pen.
Man,
I didn't know they did that.
Cure wounds. Let's get him back one more time, gang.
hey, I could do this all day.
Yeah, I just pull a kerchief out and just hand it to him. You done good, kid.
I could recede back into the hands.
Can you bring him back?
That's an interesting.
I
We're not gonna keep bringing him back and re-killing.
Why?
kind of had a question though.
Kestis reluctantly scoops him up again.
Here's
Do we-
your,
There is a spell to do this with dead people.
Do we do it again?
here's your question. You had
yeah.
to spell command all the time, so why didn't you just say sign?
Does it count?
All
if
it
you've
takes is
magically
one
coerced
word.
Someone to sign a contract?
I can't command consent.
That's a fine gray line when it comes.
No, it's valid. I don't know if other paladins or spellcasters do, but I do not command consent.
I just don't know if it's.
I wouldn't.
I don't know if it'd be
Fair
legally
enough.
binding at that point.
Yeah, where's the?
Who'd really
I'm not a paladin,
signed
so I
the
won't.
contract if you've compelled someone else to sign the contract?
Exactly.
Can I put him down?
Yes.
Wait, I want to try that thing with the pen, though. That was
All
going
right,
to
he
be...
picks him back up. Sorry, Mr. Cunning. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, you can leave him on the ground.
I put the pen up against like a box that's on one of the shelves.
I'm going to need you... Look, bear with me. I'm going to need you to just, gently toss it in the air, and then I'm going to try. Okay, just toss. 1, 2... No, hold on. We're going to try that again. You do it on the beat after 3, okay?
Just
1,
imagine.
2, and 3.
Yeah.
There you go. No, he's gonna. kind of like jump in the air and just kind of like palm it and send the pen flying at the corpse using deflect missile attack.
Incredible.
I'll cure wounds right before he does that, so he has one final gasp of breath before.
Welcome back, Suckers. That seems. Yeah, it's just like Boromir all over again.
With deft precision, the pen embeds itself in the body of Mr. Mort.
Your character has depth perception?
Not bad. That was pretty good.
I'm not super good at it, but I am concerned about Zook, so could I maybe make a medicine check to see?
Yeah, or
Make
if
a
anyone
medicine
has
check.
any Arcana abilities, that'd be
I'm
sweet.
gonna cast detect magic
Oh.
in the room. This is the sort of day I thought I was gonna have was a detect
Yeah.
magic sort of day, not whatever that was sort of day.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm gonna cast detect
20 unnatural.
Unnatural 20, his body is lifeless.
Oh boy.
Can I cast cure wounds on him, please?
You can. Has no effect.
But he
I-
gains 6 points of healing.
Yep. Your body heals 6 points.
Connie's gonna go over to the coin.
As you pick up the red coin, Kestis, you feel a vibrant energy coming from that coin. Less vibrant energy coming from the one that's on the ground and the two that are in Nell's possession.
Any other coins on his person? Anything else?
Nothing else in the building. Just those 4
Okay.
seem to be the only ones that are available right now.
I'm gonna walk over and pick up the one that Mr. Grimm left behind. I'm not sure how these things work, but that I know it's shiny, but it's really shiny with what's going on up here, and these are also a little bit shiny. I think you've got maybe a couple of them on
Hey,
your-
Zook, you can have your soul back.
Zook,
Placed it on his eyes.
you are in complete darkness. You can't see anything, feel anything. Your mind is your own, but your body is no longer around. And then all of a sudden, you hear the faint sound of Connie calling out to you from inside a soul coin. And that is where we will leave you all tonight with the quandary of how to restore Zook's soul back from a coin.
We must
So,
know some soul
a
expert somewhere.
successful endeavor.
Just didn't lose.
I
Yeah,
wish
you didn't lose.
I wish we could keep Matt more intact in these games, you know? It just seems we have
very
a
valid
knack for
point.
losing Matt.
We kill him a lot.
Often.
He's
Yeah.
not dead. Yeah.
Meh.
Right, but there's always
His body
tragedy
doesn't have a
falling
soul in it.
And my body's perfectly fine now.
Yeah.
Except
You
for
healed it up
being
60 points, it's
soulless.
great. But we'll figure out how that's going to pan out next time. But until then, thank you all so much for playing. Thank you all so much for watching and listening. We'll see you all next time on the Wild Magic School Bus. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Later.
Good night.
Turtle soup, am I right, guys?
Yeah, how about this? How hard are we going to make your job tonight after that thing you just said? How's that for a question? Will, go. You start. Oh, this is classic Will.
Mort.
Will not speak for the rest of the night because he's upset. Michelle?
Let's scrap this one.
Oh,
I don't know.
it's-
The hostility
no,
is
you don't
giving
like
me
Seven.
I'm very comfortable with the energy we created
Yeah.
in the studio.
Okay.
We really need a good combat, and I thought like standoffishness would like get Calvin to be like, you know what? Bandits. Strong
Oh.
bandits.
I still have to gather the group back together because they're currently
Via bandits.
all over the place.
You're the
Be
DM.
advantage.
You just go, you all find yourself sitting in an inn.
yeah, but
Tavern.
that sounds fun.
Tummy's bubbling. How
Why
come?
would the tummies be bubbling?
No. A local
Someone find the antidote!
Oh, there you go. That's not that one.
You find yourselves at a Baptist brothel when the taints go marching in.
Stop. No. Stop.
No, where would the taints be marching
ahead.
to?
Go ahead
Oh.
and give you that inspiration there.
There it is.
How do the taints march?
2 gold and you'll find out.
How I long to be in the number, you know? That is rank.
This is a good podcast we make.
Oh, it's a great podcast, believe it or not.
Guys, let's think of an actual prompt, huh?
Mm-hmm.
What book
Favorite
would you?
Christian
What book would
denomination?
you have Drew read?
What's the funniest religion?
Oh, what book would
What book would you have Drew read in audio?
Oh yeah, I like that.
Okay.